And Severe.
You're
Yes.
on you go.
Right, okay, I'm off. Where am I going? Which car? Where am I? What year is it?
Toward the explosions over there.
Right.
Alright, let's do this.
Are we in the Jeep?
Passenger seat in the wrong position.
No, keep going. Just
keep
further down the road.
Americans.
Further down the road.
Get out, Digby. That's my spot.
Okay.
Oh,
Bavin's
yeah,
the designated driver.
there we go.
Oh, I see. There's a van.
Alright.
Oh,
Yes.
God, I'm not getting in a van with
Wait.
Bavin. Bavin, can you drive?
I'm trying to figure out how to get in.
That doesn't bode well.
That's a good step one. You always got to start somewhere.
Get in
All
the
right, just tell
van
me when
and
you're at
drive.
least in the van, and then Bavin can figure out the rest.
Right.
W, yeah? W? It's W!
Or is it?
I mean, there's... Look, I don't know whether we're trying to create drag, but someone needs to close the doors.
Do I need to close the door? Wait,
It's
no,
It's a very window. Where are we going?
Go work.
Oh dear.
Behind the house.
the house?
Just wait for the
Where is he going?
Welcome everybody to the Bad Frag
You may now
podcast.
exit the
These are our
vehicle.
guests today. Can we get them all inside?
I've broken every bone in my body.
You arsehole.
Goodness gracious
The
me.
lights work.
Get them seated. Lads, we inside of here is our lovely recording studio, but if we may need to grab some chairs, you can grab some chairs in the outhouse if you need one.
We do have
And,
enough chairs
come
already.
on
We're
in.
good.
Okay.
Please
Oh,
to death if I
God.
don't get medical supplies.
All right, Bavin, that's your armchair. There we go. Bavin is here for emotional support and designated driving. Okay, Bavin, if you hold Windows key, you should be able to sit down. Actually, Bavin,
Lovely.
Bavin, please. Some interesting
Oh,
culture
dear.
you've got there, mate.
Careful with that.
Yes.
Careful with that chair, social. You're
I've
about to
managed.
suplex me.
Careful, social. You're gonna kill me here.
Oh, yes, the wonderful physics.
Off the top rope with the folding chair.
Wait a second, we've forgotten someone. Who have we left? Oh, Digi
Digi.
crashed out.
Digi did crash out.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's not
wait-
in Discord
wait,
either. Oh lord.
All
His
right. Well,
internet
that
may-
whole with Digi not showing up is that was true anyway. Bloody hell.
You're not going to sit at the table. You're going to sit in the armchair over there.
Just gonna
He's emotional
slowly
support.
Well, yeah,
stroking.
look, you know, might have shit to say.
Welcome back, Digi.
He's got music to play.
Yeah.
So, oh, Digi's back. Hello, Digi. If you can load back in, we're starting. We're all sat down. You might have to grab a chair on your way in. Actually, no, I
You
think
missed
so.
out on the drive, so you're gonna have to walk.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, that was
Can you hear me?
quite exciting.
No.
I can hear you, Digi. You're just a touch.
We can hear you.
quiet.
Yes, we're talking to you. Hello.
Okay, cool. Because I blew a fuse and everything turned
Are you alright?
What were you doing?
off. Okay, so the air conditioning compressor for the entire floor I live on is burnt out. I am currently trying to run fans. I'm running my big my big PC rig on top of that, and I'm running my work computer. So there's about 4 monitors, a mini fridge, 2 box fans, a small window.
Bye bye, Digi. Bye
Bye-bye,
bye.
yeah.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye,
What?
Digi.
What did I
You just
do?
left. Anyway,
I can't fucking hear you.
all right.
Your,
Let's
your
let's
microphone is a
get
touch
away
quiet, Digi.
as best we can.
Pick yourself up, mate.
literally just all I did was turn around in my chair. What the fuck?
Yeah, that
Yourself up,
tends to
mate.
affect microphones. Anyway, right. So, as per usual, I am Rimmy, and with me today is my co-host Whale. But you
Howdy.
may notice that our other co-host is a little bit missing right now. He's actually coming in over radio. Severe, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. And so can everybody else.
Oh, he said.
Oh, who's everybody else by now? Can we get them to say good day?
Good day, I'm Talsi. I'm with Swirl right in here in the battle bus in
I
Finland,
know Tulsi.
middle of the forest.
Because Severe told us about you last time on, was it Bad Frag 1 he told you about?
I heard that he has been talking something about me. I don't know what exactly, so
Only nice
that's going to
things.
be.
Very polite things. So Severe, for
Nice.
those of you who don't know, is currently out in the field at Battle Group 20. He's currently on sentry watch for Russians. Sorry, Severe, would you like to give us a little bit of OPSEC intel on that, or what do you think?
Sure. Okay, so it's not really OPSEC, but no serious fighting has occurred yet. The 2 battalion tactical groups are closing in on each other in the battle area, and we're expecting to make contact with the enemy tomorrow. Unless, of course, they decide to do what they did last year, which is raid our battalion headquarters. But we're waiting for that. That's why we're out here with all of our lights on to make sure they see us and can kill us easily.
Excellent.
I love how this sounds like it's coming over Russian walkie-talkie. We're about to start hearing some
Essentially,
intense gunfire
yes.
in the background.
Can I have
that
your
you hear-
artillery coordinates, please?
Yeah. In the event that you hear a grad rocket strike, everything is fine.
Oh, Chitty's just showed up in Twitch chat. Chitty, look at the mess of people I've already got here. All right, you can come on another day. I mean, I don't know if you can come on now, but I don't know if you got the stuff set up. But yeah, we have.
He's not ZF though. He's not
He's
ZF
not
though.
There you go. He's not ZF. There
He's
you go.
not
Digby's
real
agreed it.
ZF.
And we
Digby's
delight in
agreed it.
reminding him of this.
And I cannot
Yes.
support him.
Yeah, Bavin can't give him emotional support.
Oh, unfortunate.
Only for true members.
I'm waiting for him to pop up in my chat now and give me a shed load of abuse because that's what normally happens when
Big
I
sad.
remind him of his
Oh, no.
of his rightful place.
Chitty, we haven't forgotten Digi. Digi showed up and then passed out in the van over, so he's currently recovering outside. So, Severe is indeed calling in from a battlefield. If you hear sudden gunfire and Russian shouting, then we know he's been disabled. Please, for the rest of us, can we get a nice little introduction? Digby, I want you to take it away first. Obviously, everyone run around and just introduce yourself before we go into the topics of the podcast itself. Digby.
Hello, I'm Digby. If you watch Rimmy, you are no stranger to me and my antics as his unit's commissar and as the mission maker who can't make missions. I am also a Twitch streamer of moderate size, and I play various things, most of the time being Arma 3 with Rimmy's mob or with my community, the Digby Discord ops, which you can join by going to our Discord and joining, and we're a lot less elitist than the Cadian XX are and letting people in because we let anyone play. There we go. That's my under the radar plug.
Kill
Done.
partner.
Yeah.
I'll just pass it on. There you go.
All right, social, welcome on.
My
Say your
membership's
g'day.
going to be rescinded after this, isn't it, Rimmy?
Yes, it is.
Oh, damn it. I had a
Yes,
good run.
I can do a long one like that. No, my name's Social, part of ZF. I'm probably just known as the clan drunk. So, yeah.
There are a lot of people in competition for that at this point.
Yeah, true.
What's that strange ghostly voice I hear from somewhere outside who hasn't gotten in the fucking server yet?
It's not my fault if I had a crate of vodka last night.
I'm just going to drinking.
Oh,
Jesus.
that was a good noise.
We've begun.
All
right. Welcome, social. Next along the line, Quebec. Nice t-shirt.
Thank you very
What
much.
are you? Who are you? Who are you?
It's a great. I haven't quite figured that out myself yet.
Go to my house.
I play games sometimes. Yeah, that's it really. I play games sometimes. Sometimes do video on internet. People say hi and good. Thank you.
That's a pretty good description. Most of our work.
Did you suffer a stroke midway through your introduction?
That'll do it. No, that's fine. That's it.
That's the whole introduction.
That's
All right.
it.
Oh shit! I think I pushed myself back a little bit. Hang on, let me just stand on up. And over in the corner here, I'm just gonna go give a nice shot of him. Is the emotional support member and designated driver, Bavin? Would you like to say hello?
Good evening. I hope you're all doing very well, and I am here to support only the ZF members. Everyone else, go fuck yourself.
Jesus, he scares me. Hang on, sorry. I just need to
Gladly.
move back slightly.
That's the
There we go.
reaction to Bavin,
Are you
to be
shifting
fair.
back slightly because you can't get us all in shot otherwise?
Yeah, you're all very much out of shot, so I had to shift.
So if I was to scoop my chair backwards, you would be very angry.
You're very angry. Please don't.
Livid.
Right.
Got a sore throat. He's got a sore throat. Social. He's getting a
With the
lozenge.
office chair off the top
Croaking
row.
like a frog over here. You fucking you absolute cunts. You moved yourself out of frame. You bastards. Move yourselves forwards. All right. Let's get underway. So today, Will, you want to run us through the topics we will be talking?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
I would.
Intend to be talking about in the 2 hours that we have, and we doubt we will get to because we're going to get sidetracked moving our fucking chairs.
we have anywhere from 5 to 7 guests today, so inevitably, like Rimmy just said, we're probably not going to cover all these topics, but what we have planned, with thanks of Rimmy, he came up with a lot of these, is first, what's your experience with the Arma series? Second, why do you create, if you do, Arma content? Third, for Arma operations that you've played or made, where do you like to draw inspiration from? And fourth,
What do you like to
which
play?
we're probably not going to reach. You could clarify something. What was that, Rimmy?
Sorry, I was just saying, not even just like definitely for people making ops, but for like what ops do you prefer playing? What's the theme? What sort of
made or
setting?
played.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Which you can go into different anti-Stasi game modes, that sort of stuff.
And last but not least is just comparisons between co-ops and TVTs. Different experiences people have had with each.
And we fully expect to not reach that because we're going to get incredibly sidetracked when Digby starts talking about 7th Cav. So, I'm going to not start with Digby because I'm very much aware that he has got a million things to talk about here.
Oh, yes, I do. I really, really do. Start with someone else.
So one of the reasons we wanted to bring on a good bit of ZF, we try and bring on a bunch of different people. Severe, who's currently over radio, he is very much a massive TVT, sort of, he plays player versus player, sort of, that's what he mostly plays. I wouldn't say exclusively. But yeah, very much that's sort of what he leans towards, and he runs big war game style things in Arma. I'm very much the different, and again, Wales different again. So we like to bring on different groups of people here. But one of the things that we haven't had yet are people who mostly play just the game modes of Arma. So that's why I want to sort of run through there. So what is actually like your experience with the Arma series? Have you played with units? Because I know, of course, Quebec and Digby have had their own. Versus have you just played the game modes? Anti-Stasi, Liberation, those sort of things. And we can go in there. So Social. We'll start with you because I don't know what you've actually done.
Well, for me, Operation Flashpoint was when I kind of first introduced myself to the Arma series. So that was the good old days of creating a Russian armed force and getting to fly around and get utterly shagged by it. And yeah, so no, I used to do some online stuff, mostly single player as a kid, kind of messing around with it. And yeah, it wasn't really until kind of Arma 2, Operation Arrowhead, when kind of Daisy Client came out, and that sucked up a whole heap of time through university.
I'll never forgive Daisy for replacing the undead mod. Bastards.
I did quite a lot of that. And then when Arma 3 kind of hit, it was King of the Hill. I helped a guy run King of the Hill servers. I think they're still going. That and did Altus Life, which was
oh god,
yeah, no, I got sucked up by. But yeah, and then took a break for a bit, and then we kind of found Anti-Stasi, and that kind of led us on a path. And I was doing some Operation Overthrow. I was in your Operation Overthrow for a wee bit as well. A couple of others.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was a fucking mess. That mod was actually kind of fucked, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It was meant to be much more fun, but for some reason, if you didn't play it in single player, you lost out on the entire mission aspect of the game, which was the cool part. So we were just kind of like wandering around shooting checkpoints for no real reason. Rebels without a cause.
Yeah, I couldn't be Anti-Stasi as well, somewhat, because you do kind of just are like, right, okay, we have a gun. We need to gather guns. We'll just kill every American and Russian we see until we amass an armory. But yeah, so that's kind of my stretch of how I went through the Arma series, and yeah, that's kind of basically it.
Yeah, it's definitely more fascinating to talk to someone because obviously I grew up sort of with Arma playing a lot of those public things. So I played Invade and Annex, Capture the Island. Obviously I did indeed dip my toes into the cancer mass that is Altus Life. Well, actually, no, back in my day it was Takistan Life.
Takistan Life for me as well.
Yes,
yeah,
that was it.
Pakistan Life was peak life, all right? Nothing way to say it.
Back in my day.
Did you get in the fucking recording studio?
I'm working on it.
It's like,
would you like me to open the door
the
for
fucking
him?
bathroom. He's locked in the goddamn car outside.
Oh yeah, behind us is Severe's dungeon.
I'll
This door
take
doesn't
care of it.
open. He's currently locked in the dungeon.
Someone
Don't
fucking
open the door, whatever you do.
What's he doing out there? Anyway, so like I was saying, definitely what's called it's sort of a different experience now because for so long we've been playing with units. Everyone we bring on is a unit player.
I'm on a roof.
But it's kind of what?
I'm on the roof outside. I'm not kidding.
Are you shitting me?
I could just see some legs on top
How
of
did
the
you get up there? We don't have enhanced movement.
Get off the roof! Get the fuck off the roof, Digi!
But I want a tag.
Digi, I'll catch you. Jump on me.
Hang on. I'll bring the car up. Hang on, let's get him onto the car.
Oh, that one actually
Digi,
works.
get down safely. Get in the car, Digi.
But I'm scared.
Too fat to get through
Digi,
the
get
door.
off of the fucking roof. We've got a podcast to run. All right, good.
There we go.
That was amazing. All right, let's go. Okay.
Right, change places. If you sat in the same seat before, you're a nerd.
Oh, fuck you, Digby. Just
I
make
guess
this
I'm a
even
nerd.
harder for me to edit, why don't you?
I have absolutely no idea how to sit in the chair.
Use Ace Interact.
Your Windows key.
Speaking.
Speak English.
Bavin's going for a bit of a lie down, I see. Okay. There you
Trying
go.
to figure it out. Hang on.
So
Press
Digby,
Z.
you
There you go.
managed to crush my legs, so thank you very much for that. I am now bleeding.
Oh, lovely.
I've checked.
Eventually pass out.
Actually, I'll hold my tongue.
I'll just get enough and just
All
be like,
So I'll quickly try and wrap up what the hell I was saying, which is it's quite fascinating to talk to someone who's played mostly game modes rather than switching over to units like we have, and you know, we haven't really touched public servers and game modes like that in quite a while, which is very much a different sort of experience of game in Arma. Even though I would still say you definitely need a bit of milsim style stuff in anti-stars, especially the squads, the radios, you know, the little plans you build, that sort of stuff.
Insurgency was always great. On Takistan,
Insurgency,
the
yeah,
red squares,
very
green. I still want to find a
Yeah.
good mission with that because every now and again I'm like, I really want to play some of that, but there's no good service.
Live
for it.
has a
3.
system like that. You could use that for very much for like an actual op. It has a little red squares green system. It's very nice.
Okay.
But to move on over, we'll go over to Quebec now. Now that we're trying to go back around this table again, Quebec, please regale us with your various stories that I think a few of us already know.
So, blimey, I actually didn't start an Operation Flashpoint like Social. I actually came to the Arma series quite late. I stumbled in around Operation Arrowhead Arma 2. Started out on DayZ, as so many of us did back in the day. I spent a lot of time on DayZ, and that's really where I actually started to find my love for Arma as a platform, and started to experiment more in sort of the milsim side of things. I obviously did my stint on Takistan Life as well. That's just an absolutely fantastic game mode. It's kind of hard to go back and relive Takistan Life now, with Arma 2 being sort of a long forgotten relic. But if only it could be revived in its splendour as I remember it back in the day.
Play Arma 2, as in you can still find Invade and Annex servers on Operation Arrowhead. There's like 13 players, and they're all super high skill, salty Russians, but you can still do it. You take the wrong vehicle at base, and it's just a stream of
angry Cyrillic in chat. Yeah,
side chat, but
yeah. So I mean, after Arma 2, obviously around the release of Arma 3 was when I started actually getting more into the milsim side of things. I must stress that I never actually did serious milsim. I've always done sort of casual milsim, the slightly more friendly stuff.
Quickly jump in there and ask what's your definition between serious and casual? Are you saying like you didn't call people by rank?
No, never by rank. It was always the sort of the rough attenuation that, you know, obviously we're all here to work as a unit, work as a squad. The squad play was an important part of it, but we definitely drew the line at yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. If you were calling someone by sergeant or major or colonel, that was probably taking it a bit too far. Obviously, you know, it's all to people's separate enjoyment, but that was never something that I really found my seat in. I never found my seat in the really serious stuff. Really, my first, yeah.
I have horror stories about this. You'll hear them.
But, we'll segue onto that. So yeah, blimey, my first real introduction to doing anything, I'd say serious on Arma, it wasn't even a milsim unit. Back when ZF first started playing Arma 3, not long after the release. It was actually local hosted on my own PC. I used to run all of my own Zeus missions, make all of my own missions and stuff. Just try and pile everyone onto my local host PC kind of thing, which was always a disaster because we used to play with like 50 people, and my computer used to sweat. It used to be so warm in my bedroom, you know, for 50 people all on.
Don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
How did it handle that? 50 people on local.
It wasn't actually that bad. You'd be surprised. It actually wasn't too bad. I don't know whether it was like before they started adding more spaghetti to the code, but it wasn't too long after the optimization. I mean, as anybody who's played Arma knows, the optimization of it is dubious at best, and that's something that, you know, we as I'm sure fan base.
Arma 2.
Yeah, I mean, Arma 2 was old when it was new. You know what I mean? Like it was ancient. Yeah, it didn't really improve upon Flashpoint too much with even regard to graphics. To be fair, it wasn't that much of a. But it was a good game. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, dude, Harvest Red is one of the best campaigns for any.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I remember just a random anecdote. I remember sort of doing Zeus missions, because that's where I started off, sort of doing Zeus missions. I didn't really do any scripted stuff because I didn't know how to script. I didn't know how to code at all. I still don't. Still useless at it. But yeah, I used to do a lot of Zeus-based stuff.
To learn.
Yeah,
I can
that's
learn
it.
it. You can learn it.
You underestimate me. Yeah, it's yeah. So we did a lot of.
Dragged me kicking and screaming into scripted missions queue. I'm sure it would be the same to
Yeah.
you if you ask.
That's the one. Yeah. So we did like a little bit of sort of local hosted co-op Zeusing, and it wasn't till sort of I started joining into sort of like more FK, the casual Milsim unit, that I started doing a little bit more sort of a little bit of TVT stuff. I used to run my own Zeus TVT missions, which was an absolute nightmare because obviously with Zeus it was like because again they didn't the whitelisting of missions on the server wasn't something that was necessarily open to your average player kind of thing. It was definitely at an admin level that they'd create templates for. So if you wanted to like create like a TVT or whatever, you kind of had to build it in Zeus and import it using the Ares function. So it's many an hour meticulously sort of building a mission in the editor, importing it to the importing it into the mission when the server was live, forgetting that you'd
SQF files.
Yeah, SQF, all of that fun stuff.
God, that sounds.
It was a massive ball ache.
It
was a massive ball ache.
It was like pulling teeth, but I mean, it kind of served its own function, and it did the job to an okay level. I mean, if that's what we had access to at the time, that was how it was. But it was all right.
Just wondering there, because Whale, do you know when was Zeus introduced? Because Zeus didn't come to Arma 3 for.
I don't actually know when it was introduced.
I was thinking when you guys first saw that Zeus teaser, did we really think that it would change the game this much?
It is insane.
I did, because prior to that I was using MCC, and MCC
yep.
MCC is a clunky pile of shit in comparison to Zeus. I mean, Zeus is hard coded into the game. It's a function of the actual game. Social passed out.
He's died of blood.
I knew it. I was whispering at chat, hey, by the way, chat, I checked these guys for wounds and 3 of them are slow. Oh, I spoiled it. Okay, you guys will probably check yourself wounds now, but he's the first to go.
I'm
all right.
Fine.
Oh, okay. Anyone?
While he bleeds to death on the ground, as I was saying, MCC is a clunky pile of shit in comparison to Zeus.
That's fine.
Is that the forfeit if you don't answer a question properly?
Just fucking blows you away with a 4.5 caliber pistol.
The stakes of this interview have gone up a little bit.
Gone a bit higher than they were.
Just throw the body into the dungeon.
Okay. Bavin has just replaced him now.
I'm now social. Hello there.
Taking bets who dies first. Taking bets who dies first. People in the bad frag studio or us in the battle bus when we get eventually amped.
No.
Social.
No.
Oh no!
Be still,
I'll
my
stand
beating
up.
heart.
I'm no longer social. I'm scared.
Sorry, just reporting the intense gunfire you just heard was Social shooting up the bad frag recording studio.
My seat back. Thank you, Evan.
I had my effects turned all the way up. What a crucial mistake.
Than it was.
Yeah, definitely.
Quickly sum up that argument. Jesus, sorry. Sorry, Quebec, if there's anything else you want to carry on with.
No, that was pretty much so. Obviously, I did my a little bit of time on FK doing Zeus missions. It wasn't really until that sort of Bear Cave Arma, now obviously Global Conflicts, was when sort of I started getting into more scripted stuff. And I've got to be honest, having seen what players can achieve with like scripted missions, I've got to be honest, I was a very, very big sort of Zeus advocate at the time, but seeing how, because obviously Arma's all about with regards to spawning stuff in, it's all about its performance and stuff like that. And obviously as you're building a Zeus mission, it can get very, very heavy server-sided very, very quickly as you start spawning in different assets and stuff. But having sort of a comprehensive sort of script framework that spawns stuff in as you go, but also creates a little bit of like a variation, not just like, oh, we'll spawn this unit exactly here, but just having like the sort of the randomness of the variables that are used to generate those missions really just adds for like one mission template just on its own can create almost like an infinite amount of like different scenarios that your players can go through. And I've sort of slowly over my time at Bear Cave Arma sort of became more and more of a fan of scripted missions, to be honest. Like I say, just seeing the versatility of how people could obviously utilize these scripts, because there's some very talented coders in the Arma community. Some absolutely phenomenal, obviously different missions out there.
Something we just started on quite recently. Digby made his Arbites operation, which is going live on my channel tomorrow.
That is my magnum opus. I don't think I'm ever going
I'm
to
excited
top
for that video.
It was very well done. It's going to be a very good video. I think people will really enjoy that. But yeah, we definitely started leaning a bit more into the story side of Arma using scripts. And something I just did was called the Forest. It was basically a mission where everyone loaded in and they had no idea what they were doing, and they basically gathered like notes and shit as they went, and they were all scattered, and there was and they sort of had to piece together what was happening. I might not tell you guys about that, because I would love to get at least a few of you in to play the Forest someday. Because I think
the only reason I didn't play it first time around is I missed the sign up.
All right. I think you guys. I won't spoil anything too much, but there was a few very much. I've sort of realized the movie moments you can create. So, for instance, one thing was, in the movies where you're rushing towards to or like even in Arma, this happens quite a bit in the campaigns where you're rushing to a base to get on the last chopper out, and as they arrive up the hill at the base, they see the helicopter taking off and flying into the distance. So I had like those scripted and just to really fuck with them. So as they arrived towards this helipad, they watched as this helicopter spooled up and just flew away just out of their reach. And that was all done like hands off. That was all done through scripting. I was spectating in Zeus, but that was all done in the mission. Man, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. I think there are some seriously scarily good scripters in Arma who can create insane game modes.
Yeah.
And there are some insane scripters in Arma that can create some scary game modes, like you. that forest stop was pretty spooky.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you think it was spooky. I was quite happy. It pulled it off quite well. But yeah, anything else to wrap it up, Quebec?
No, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's sort of my arc through Arma. As I say, it's been a sort of a 4 or 5 year journey now. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, bloody hell, you've gone through a hell of a lot. It's quite fun to get people on and see the different groupings. One of the favorite things I do like, if you mentioned FK, was how many people do you reckon have signed up going, oh, this is the ZF Arma, isn't it?
Yeah, countless. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
This is the reason why, because people from ZF very rarely play there now. Their player numbers have dipped as a result. Like they're struggling to fill. I remember the time when they had 2 servers going, each with 70 players in, and they were still turning people away. And now it's 50 tops that they're getting because no one from ZF plays with them anymore.
I think he's throwing shade.
I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing shade at all. I'm relaying the facts as I see them.
It is weird.
All right. Facts don't care about their feelings. Jesus, Diggy. Sorry, I've just realized Digi's not in TeamSpeak. It's all right. His face is doing a Bavin right now. Oh, nice moves, Bavin.
I'm in TeamSpeak, but I think I started it afterwards. So it's
I'll pull you in.
Reload.
Digi is corresponding telepathically.
Yeah.
It's so quiet. So, Digi, I'm going to turn you up a little bit more because you are very quiet, but please.
I might. Is this any better? Am I?
Okay.
That's better. Much better.
All right, Digi, give us a little spiel. Because I'm going to tease Digby just a bit more. What's your experience with Arma?
Well, as far as this little group goes, I definitely represent somebody who has the least experience with Mel Sims because
Avon is here.
I beg to differ.
Of the people who have actually played them.
I beg to differ.
Shut the fuck up, man. Sit on your fucking chair in the corner. I definitely represent someone who knows very little about them because I suck. I am pretty terrible at most shooting games. I am far too twitchy and uncoordinated and very scatterbrained. But oddly enough, I'd argue milsims sort of have led me to something I very much like to do these days. And my first experience with them was actually through my little brother, who played a fuck ton of something called Project Reality.
Oh yes, I love Project Reality.
Wow,
that's great. Blast with bloody blast, though.
We also love Project Reality.
What an excellent thing to know.
All the radio quality of Severe. It's so fucking good. Such an immersive experience. Oh.
But
sorry, carry on.
It's fine. I grew up, playing video games, and I watched him play that a lot, and so I was at least somewhat familiar with what I was getting myself into when I crashed into ZF with all the grace of a drunken freight train. So I immediately went out into the field, didn't know what I was doing, had no clue. No one answered my questions because they were all like, hardened veterans of military sims. And indubitably, I basically either sat there or got shot in the face, which was a little concerning. But I think really the thing I ended up liking the most was when we finally got down and played Anti-Stasi. And then I was like, oh, I can now appreciate this. And it was, and also listening to Digby's tales of Zeus and seeing what they were doing. And I really began to get an appreciation for the sheer scale and complexity that proper setup could do. And I think
we got some big warfields over here.
Oh, yeah. Severe, how are the big warfields at Battle Force 20?
It's Battle Group 20, but so far, very few warfields. Very few warfields. We're hoping for some of that tomorrow.
Do you have hover
tag? Oh, God. So carry on, did you?
But yeah, it was really impressive to see the level of like complexity, like you mentioned, scripting, and just the stuff you could do. And even though I never really got the opportunity to, though, I have always sort of wanted to plan a Zeus mission. Train heist, fucking amazing.
I was building that for you about 3 years ago, and I totally forgot that I was supposed to be. Shit.
You forget everything. Point. But it actually led me into one of my current most favorite hobbies, which is just server setup in general. I don't know if you know anything about what ZF has been up to lately, but we ran for the last 2 months. We set up and actually ran a DayZ server for the first time in at least a year.
Standalone or
standalone? Yeah, and it actually worked the way it's appropriate. The way we.
Amazing.
What I loved about the kind of setup for that though is when we were playing it, the standalone had no in-game chat. That didn't exist. And I remember that Tom had grabbed some of the clan funds, paid some modders, and was introducing features that should be in the goddamn base game.
He literally bribed the expansion team. Expansion was coming out, right? But this was a year ago that we were doing this, and we were like, but we want it now.
Yeah.
Well, the whole mod's not done now. And Tom just bribed one of the developers' money. It's like, here, if you separate this feature into a separate mod and give it to me now, I'll give you so-and-so amount of money. And he was like, okay.
We sure we should be saying this on a podcast?
I think we were compensating him for doing a mod job. He was just separating it out. We were.
I'd say, yeah, stealing company assets, company code, sure.
Well, I mean, we used it to make our server worth playing on. Was the thing.
It's totally legit, Rimmy. It's totally legit. Completely above board.
Embezzlement is such a dirty word.
I prefer creative redistribution of funds.
All right. Did you want to kick it down to the quiet man in the corner, or?
Yeah, let's ask Bavin.
How you doing?
Oh, good evening. I'm doing fantastic.
God, it's just musical when his voice starts. It's so nice. I could listen to it all day.
Yeah, that's because he
Jealous.
has about $10,000 worth of audio equipment plugged directly.
I'm very much aware. He's flexed on me before.
Mm-hmm. I'm very good at flexing, you see. What is the question? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Bavin, what is your experience with Arma?
Well, my experience is sort of well documented, as I got into the server as we were getting back into Anti-Stasi, and I walked around like a lost duckling, and the Soviet found me and said, hey, come with us. And so I did. I didn't know you had to get ammo from the crate. It's a very poor experience, but I enjoyed myself. We went to go take a factory, we got to a hill, and then killed. But I did click at the enemy.
That sums up many Arma operations.
This is the singular time he has played Arma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. And just to cock tease Digby a little bit more, Severe, what's your friend's experience with Arma? You got any good stories from the boys in the US?
Just a really quick one there. Thank you very much to Dinkle there. Good to have you in. Hello. Sorry, we're just sitting here and having a chat about Arma 3 here. Hopefully you guys are all okay, having a good evening. We're just sitting chewing the fat. It's me, Digby, Social, Digital, Bavin, and a couple of guys from Rimmy's lot, Rimmy and Whale here. And we're just talking about Arma 3, our experiences and stuff. It's just quite a quiet, chill evening. So yeah, feel free to sit along and listen to us blabber on about Arma.
Both Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead, and of course playing Daisy a little bit, and then I found out about Invades Pakistan or whatever it was. I played a little bit of that, and basically after that it's always been with Arma Finland. I have not really played a whole lot of what are those King of the Hills or whatever game modes. Mostly I've been playing with Arma Finland and then Daisy and mods like that.
Of course. The Finnish people only prefer the blood of other players. AI mean nothing to them. And Tolty, just before we move on, can I ask you one question real quick? It's a really important one.
Go ahead.
All right. Who is on the Shadow Council?
I was gonna mention- bastard.
He says he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I don't
A
believe
single
it.
gunshot, the sound of meat thumping, and silence.
Severe, drag him outside of the US and silence him. Right. For those of you who don't know, Arma Finland has a quite literal shadow council that decides who gets into their operations. That no one knows who is actually on said shadow council. So, a goal of mine to figure out who's the leader, who is the head cultist. But, all right.
We never will.
No, we never will. Digby, would you like to regale us with your times of Arma?
I do now.
Come on, Digby. Come on, play along.
I got into Arma through Arma 2. I didn't really play Flashpoint. I came in with Arma 2 and I
same here.
picked it up because of DayZ, weirdly. Like everyone else who sat on this panel has said, I picked it up with DayZ. I kind of realised that DayZ wouldn't work on my piece of shit laptop, so instead I looked at jumping onto some of the sort of the Invade and Annex, the insurgency servers, and I then started frequenting an Invade and Annex tactical realism server for a group called the 7th Cavalry. And the way that they did things seemed pretty cool to naive me. So I signed up with them, and I pissed away 2 years of my life calling nerds on the internet sir. So yeah, I basically decided that serious milsim wasn't for me, so I decided to sort of degrade back into sort of casual milsim, and I haven't looked back because it's so much nicer. Holy fuck! Not having to refer to a literal fucking warehouseman as General of the Army Chance. Like, get fucked with that shit. That's so stupid. So stupid.
Thank you very much, Evan.
Oh, yeah, I'm just much happier having a little Arma community that runs alongside my Discord, turning up when I like, subjecting them to occasional Zeus ops that may or may not involve judicious use of artillery to me, and running scripted missions now that I know how the fuck the editor works. I just prefer it much more than, turning up to an operation that doesn't work and involves the mutant chair story. I'm going to tell you about the mutant chair story. This is the seventh Cavalry is a clan that likes to do things properly. And when I say properly, it's the most arse backwards fucking way, simulating all the shit in the military you don't really want to simulate way of doing things properly. As in, it's a 4-hour fucking briefing for a 15-minute firefight. It's stupid. As part of the briefing process, there was a chair that would be spawned in on you joining the server that you would sit in for the briefing to be delivered. And they decided in their infinite wisdom to run a 24-hour operation, but didn't test the chair script. So the chair script would run every time someone joined the server. But that op was so fucking broken that people would join, crash, and immediately rejoin. Can you see where I'm going with this? I remember signing into that operation at about hour 16 of it running, because they started it it was a US based clan, so they started it at a time convenient for the US player base and fuck everyone else. And seeing a hangar that was literally pissing chairs out of the door because the briefing hangar had stopped being used, because every time someone joined, it would spawn another chair. And it got to the point whereby there was something like 300 chairs in this instance. And they were literally sort of spilling out of the door of this hangar in the sort of janky clipping into things way that Arma kind of produces. And an admin couldn't get connected long enough. I mean, this was before Zeus. You couldn't just add the objects to Zeus View and delete them. An admin couldn't get connected long enough to locally delete stuff. So we just ended up with sort of, Chair Thulu rising from the depths in this hangar. That was one of the more fun ops I played with the 7th Cavalry. I once played an op as a 7th Cavalry as an artilleryman on a 155mm howitzer. I fired one round, a spotting round, for the entirety of a 3-hour operation. I fired one round after about 2 hours, and then I got a call over the radio, ceasefire, the infantry have taken the objective. And it's like, what the fuck was the point of fucking spotting round then? I've been here for the last 3 hours of my goddamn life, sitting here waiting patiently for a fire mission, and I got to do jack all that operation.
So you basically got to enact the Jarhead movie with the American sniper that over, son.
Yeah, it's just it's before I shift from the 7th Cavalry fully, it is because of them that I know how to read a map in Arma. It's because of them I know how the artillery system works. But I could probably have learnt it without calling some brain-dead shithead American by the name of Ratcliffe Sir.
The name drop.
All out naming and
he's a bellend. He's a pure fucking bellend. And I know he's a bellend because he's the guy who shopped my mates for not wearing the tags on Xbox to the clan and had them kicked out. So yeah, this is a clan that if you're not wearing 7th Cavalry tags on fucking Xbox Live, even if you play Arma 3 on PC with them, if you're not wearing 7th Cavalry clan tags in Battlefield 3 on the Xbox, they will come after you and they will kick you. Because you're not wearing the tags. You've signed up to wear the tags everywhere. You'll wear the fucking tags.
Jesus.
I can't enjoy how some people in Arma want to recreate Saving Private Ryan and have an amazing fun adventure and things exploding and fight the Germans and all sorts of crazy stuff. And other people want to recreate Jarhead. And that's what they're aiming for, is to talk to you and then send you home broken.
I got to the rank of corporal in that clan simply by, and that was 2 years of my fucking life, right? Simply by not really getting in anyone's way and being the most unremarkable person in the entire fucking universe. And my time with that clan came to an end when they booted 3 of my mates out for, quotes, dual clanning, close quotes, even though they weren't in another clan, because the leadership didn't like them and they wanted an excuse to get rid of them.
Thank you very much there, Fuck. Nice name.
It's just
This sounds like a lover, this clan.
Oh, that clan is it is a shit show and a fucking half, and the fact that it still exists in and of itself is remarkable.
I'm surprised you put up with it for so long.
I'm surprised I put up with it for so long as well, but considering that I was this was when I was in university, I was a 19, 20-year-old. I'd watched all of Jester's videos of the 15th Mew, and I'd watched Dyslexy stuff with Shaktak, and I thought, oh, that's really cool, I want to do that. Went to join 15 Mew, massively ridiculous joining process. I'll fuck that off, I'll go somewhere else. Went to join Shaktak applications closed because obviously it's a community that Dyslexy's in, and it's really quite, they have a tactical radar mod. They know what the fuck they're doing. They're switched on. It's kind of casual milsim ops that some communities really excel at. So and it was like, oh, right, I'm never getting in there. Oh, 7th Cavalry, that looks pretty good. I'd just join that and no. Avoid like the fucking plague.
I just got up on my phone just now, and it's like I'm just going through, and they're still going 7th Cav gaming, and it's regiment recruit graduations. Bunch of recruits.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Ranger Squad, Jumpmaster course, and it's like this reminds me of fucking a goon squad when I was playing in fucking PlanetSide. Used to have all these training days, and it was just like, oh god, no.
Oh
Wait.
my god, outfits with fucking training days.
Yeah.
And social, was that Ye Olde Goon Squad or?
No, it wasn't Goon Squad from EVE Online. It was another kind of Goon Squad.
Oh god, there's too many Goon Squads. I'm trying to figure out because I am now I work for rather the people who Ye Olde Goon Squad became, the Yogs.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
No, not that one. No, we were another type of Goon Squad. And we got up to some stupid shit in PlanetSide. Hey, look.
He's back again.
Back. We go for a pin.
I'm just going to edit in a ghostly digi until such time that.
So
disturbed
yeah,
number
it was.
of bodies that are gathering on the floor here. I mean, my dead twin is underneath the table right now. I think Digi
so
must have
fine.
a corpse over there.
Credit where
I'm
credit's
actually
due.
having trouble.
The usual
I'm
fare.
actually having trouble sitting down because it keeps asking me, "Do you want to heal your dead self?" No.
I
Shut
already
up.
marked you as dead on your triangle card.
Let me
Credit
get
where
that for
credit
you.
is due for the 7th cab. The friends that I made through it are good mates of mine to this day. Simply because when you go through that much bullshit with like-minded people, it binds you together. Like my friendship with people like Spark and Rick and the big names on my the guys on my, so most of them are actually senior administrators on my Discord at the minute. My friendship with those guys was forged in the fire of internet bullshit. And it's been a fairly
Shared
solid
tragedy.
Yeah,
Makes good friends.
shared suffering binds good friendships together. After the 7th Cavalry, I basically decided that I wasn't doing anything Arma Milsim ever again until I discovered FK. And I discovered FK, I think, through Moogle, actually, weirdly enough. I was just browsing Twitch. I found Moogle. Moogle was playing in an FK operation. And I went, what community is this? Oh, it's FK. Cool. No. I found it through Moogle. I then went to Katna's stream to watch the Zeus POV, and Katna set me up with the mods and the TeamSpeak IP, and the rest is history. Because through ZF I met Psy and Soviet, and through meeting Psy and Soviet I proved that I had that irreverent sense of whatever it is that makes us ZF, and the rest is history. I'm here now.
That secret ingredient, the special spice.
Yeah, I think I got involved with you because I watched you doing the bomb. I'd seen some of your stuff on YouTube. And then I found your Twitch and I watched you do that bombing Dresden mission. And then and then we did the 40. Then you did the 40k op. Where it was like, I might be able to get you in as a commissar, so I tweeted and made you add a fucking slot to the mission for me. And then I was in. And then that's where Commissar Digby, the man, the myth, the meme comes from. So
yes, he's now on the side of a Valkyrie. There is an Arma mod where you can get a pin-up girl of Digby on the side of your Valkyrie.
What? You're fucking shitting me, really?
Who told you about this?
I did not know this, or at least if I did, I've forgotten it. Fuck! I need that in my life. I need the artwork.
I did want to touch base and say that.
Yeah, go on, Severe.
Shared experiences, shared difficult circumstances, like me and Talsi freezing in the battle bus right now, talking to you guys on Frag, is excellent storytelling material. So sometimes you should tell those stories, Digby.
I will do my best to talk about because there's plenty of. Oh, I've got another one. I just remembered another one. I was doing a because when you join the 7th Cavalry, you get assigned to an MOS, like you're joining the actual US military, and you can't do anything else because that's your MOS and that's your job. So
if someone hypothetically didn't know what an MOS was, could you describe it to the audience?
it's like a fucking I don't know what it stands for, but it's like a code that dictates what your job is. So it's an
actual role. It's so you're like a tanker or you're anti-tank code.
So 17 Bravo is tanks, that sort of thing. And 17 Bravo is tanks, 10 Echo.
Military occupational specialty code.
That's the one. Yeah. So I started out as an engineer because I mentioned in passing that I like doing the artillery stuff. So I was shoved into Echo Company. Echo Company being we don't quite know where to put you, so you go in there. It was all the people who like doing the logistics and like the engineering side of things. And it was usually the people who were forgotten in ops because, Charlie Company were the infantry and they were like, oh, yeah, we're infantry, we're amazing and brilliant. And Delta Company were the mechanized infantry. It's like the people got really fucking into the MOS that they thought that they actually had when it's just a load of nerds on the internet shooting pixels, right?
It's quite impressive. That's the 501st, the Star Sim unit I briefly went into. It was quite funny. So for those of you who don't know, just real quick, I'll sum up the rest of ZF. 501st was a Star Wars unit. It's one of the massive ones. Star Sims, so the mill sims that play Star Wars are fucking massive because a lot of children join them, and they're awful.
Not all of them actually that young.
Not all of them. The ones that don't play swap, they're good in my book. So no, it's very much something we've had a rant about before, but they had a thing where they straight up were like, I was a graduating class 19. We got like a class photo, we did all that stuff. And then I was told there'll be 4 more weeks of training before I went from a recruit to a trooper. And if I wanted to, fire a rocket launcher, I needed specialty training for that, etc., all that sort of stuff. The funniest thing for me was the when we joined in, there was the normal clone troopers, there was the command group and all that stuff. Then there was the airborne clone troopers, the paratrooping clones, right, with the jetpacks. Those from the movies where they jump down and they have their little clone jetpacks. And they were like elitists. They considered themselves better than the rest of the. There was an inter-unit rivalry there. And it's like, oh no, you want to talk to me? I'm part of the airborne. You can't talk to me, ground trooper, fucking ground peasant. It was fucking dumb.
I just want to wind you back a bit talking about the 501st and Star Wars, and especially being a clone trooper. Yeah. You were talking about a graduation photo for a bunch of clone troopers.
Yes.
His graduating class.
His graduating class.
Big graduating class of a bunch of clone troopers. So how do you know which one you were?
Well, we all wore helmets, and I shit you not. we straight up had to come up with our own clone numbers. Everyone had, I can't remember what my number was. I was like CT, no, I'd be CR because I was a recruit, CR like 7743 or something. I can't remember what my number was.
It would just be a big line of identical clones in the graduation photo.
Well, if a squad leader in that unit wants to refer to a specific player, does he just look you right in the eyes and say, hello, CT 10875, report to me right now?
I would not put it past them. So one of the funnier things for the group, yeah, go on.
NJP'd because I was 3 minutes late to a training session in the 7th Cav.
Jesus
NJP in the actual US military is non-judicial punishment. Do you know what my non-judicial punishment was? I wasn't allowed to play Arma with the unit for a week. It's like,
but you also weren't allowed to play with other units.
I've got a break from the bullshit for a week. Thank you. Like, oh yeah, but if you go in dual clan, we'll know about it. Like,
what the fuck? Did you? You okay?
Is that me?
I think that was. I think that might have been Severe's radio. I think Severe's running it.
Are they speaking? You okay, Severe?
Is this a secure line? Should we be here?
Brad's incoming.
Speaking of secure lines, wait, that's a segue. Hey, Digby.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to give you a few words, and you might not know what I'm talking about, but I can explain it further. I think you might know, though. 7th Cav, Gestapo.
Yep. Yep.
So first, how about I tell the story that I heard maybe second or third hand with a lot of holes, and if you remember the story at all, you could try and fill them in.
You go for it, mate.
Quick observation, real quick.
Yeah.
Rimmy, I know you had like this lovely little checklist and like all these things you wanted to discuss, but I feel like this is more of a support session for Digby to air his trauma.
Why do you think Bavin's here? When Digby breaks down,
Bavin's
Bavin's
okay, Digby. You can get through this.
The men in white coats are going to come and take him away.
This is really cathartic, though, so please let me just keep going.
The reason why I brought Digby on was because last week we were talking about bad armor units with Tanaka and Liru, 2 other armor people, very much big armor nerds. And Digby was in Twitch chat, just caps lock on, shouting about 7th Cav. Just like, oh, fucking 7th Cav, I have stories. I'm like, Digby, it's all right. We'll bring you on next week. So he's glad to be here. But,
Digby, you have to learn to forgive yourself.
I'm giving you a back rub.
Still angry about all that fucking time I wasted. I really am.
So-
I might be able to help you there.
Yeah.
If you interact with him, shoulder.
Severe? What's
Remy,
up?
There you go.
I think you need some comfort bullets, don't you?
No.
Hey, we just get a radio message.
This is funny for me because
Come
the
here,
Canadian,
come here.
the Canadian
Yeah,
XX has more team killing than I've ever.
Wait,
Severe?
wait. Did you say mortars?
No, I
No,
said
no,
more
no.
team.
Yeah,
Severe?
Shut up! Severe!
Send it, Rimmy.
Yeah, what did you say? What you came through for a moment? We heard some finished talking. What's happening?
We have to go. There's some business we have to attend to on the company perimeter.
Oh, I see. All right. I hope,
You better
I hope
come
you'll come
back.
back. Have a good day. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for all your friends. If you get
Good luck.
murdered by Rust, you.
All right, everyone. If you hear Hard Boss coming through the radio, we need to leave the island immediately.
Oh god, that's fucking. I fucking adore that Severe got to join us from an actual.
Remember, the Russian for no is niet.
What's the Russian for halt?
Bullets.
Niet.
I'm going to say an AK-47.
Stop.
What's the
They say it after putting down your body. No. Sorry. So Whale, please hit us with the story now. That
Sure. Okay.
lost
So
out.
here's the. And again, this quote 7th Cav Gestapo story has quite a eccentric title, but well, actually, it is a little over the top. I was going to say it's not that over the top. It is pretty over the top, but it's also third hand. So who knows who embellished what along the way? But long story short, somebody joined 7th Cav. A lot of the big milsim units like 7th Cav are worried about something called stolen valor, where somebody joins into a unit and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a military guy, just like you guys. I served in the 78th Chairborne Infantry deployed to Afghanistan 12 tours or whatever." And then they're like,
We'll just jump
"Okay."
That is actually like a genuine issue. That does actually happen quite a bit.
No, it's true. I'm
few-
not belittling the problem whatsoever. It's a legitimate problem, which is why they probably looked into him when he made some claims about his service. And then I think he said, or this hypothetical guy said, this completely real guy. What do you? Sorry. Anyways. anyways. So this guy joined 7th Cav and he says something along the lines of, "My job means I can't tell you what specifically I do, but I work with the government and I work with the military, and that's where I have to leave it." And I suppose that's a little suspicious to some people, but 7th Cav took it a little bit further. Supposedly they have a section of their administration or moderation that does things like investigate their own members, which is hence the name 7th Cav Gestapo. And it doesn't sound terrible at face value until you realize these people went far enough to snoop out this guy's line, to give it a little call in the middle of the night, and to discover that it was a secure line who nobody is supposed to have the number to. And after they investigated further and they really poked at this secure line, some people got in some very big trouble. I think that's the shortest way to put it.
Wow.
A friend of mine who joined the 7th Cavalry around the same time as me was asked for his UK military ID card to prove that he was a serving member of the UK military. And when he said, "I'm not giving that to you because operationally I'm not allowed to disclose that information to anyone outside the UK," that's when he was on the S2 shit list, because they're like, "Oh, we can't confirm that you're actually who you say you are." And it's like, well, tough fucking luck, sunshine.
You're not supposed to be able to. You're not. You're a bunch
Yeah,
of fucking
You're,
nerds on the
you're
internet.
not the real military. You are a nerd on the internet who has given yourself some power. How the fuck do I know that you're not working for the FSB?
Right.
Like, no, I'm not providing you with that information. You can fucking do one, sunshine. And I think it was because I was in the channel with him, and genuinely, that's a verbatim quote. You can fucking do one, sunshine. And I think it was the "no, I'm not giving it to you. You can fucking do one" that put him on the shit list. They never had anything good to say to him after that, and they would just genuinely shit to him for quite some time.
You people put up with this shit.
We talked about that last
People put up with it because after you're in, you develop some sort of weird Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Genuinely, you're in those units and you make friends in those units, and they're people that you really enjoy playing with. And the armor ops, when you play them, if they're not crap, they're brilliant. It's like two sides of the fucking coin. And it's, you get to the point where you're like a year in and you think, because I went through the same thing. I went, I've invested so much time in this, I may as well just keep going with it. And I've made some really good mates and I enjoy playing with them. And if I'm playing an op, I'm guaranteed to be in the same section as them. I'm going to play out with them. I'm going to play it out with them, and it's going to be great because I'm going to be with these guys. I know them, I like them, they're decent chaps. I'm in contact with quite a lot of them still. Only a few of them are still members of the 7th Cavalry, and I keep trying to tell them, "What the fuck are you doing? Get out now!"
Scientology for Arma.
They're a little bit longer beyond. Yeah. They're a little bit further beyond, a little bit further on the Stockholm Syndrome track than I am.
Yeah.
And
also,
it's just
something we brought up last time was that for a lot of us, especially me included, the reason why I stuck around with really shitty units was that I just didn't know there were other units for the longest time. I didn't know there was like a world.
I didn't know there were other units either.
Yeah, I could go sign up and play like World War II operations instead of Taliban Hunt in the Desert 37. Really? Holy shit! Like, oh my god! Like, I didn't know this existed and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, like for especially when I started playing Arma 2, there wasn't really an Arma YouTube presence, which really spread Arma to the masses. Obviously, you guys are all the main characters of the biggest fucking story around. And a lot of people definitely went to FK after the ZF videos of playing with FK rather, but even from there, people just like wanted to play Arma, and then was obviously would look around for units and would find other people who were advertising their units and carry on. It's sort of the biggest thing for me is the way the units, especially the older and more serious piece of shit units, are designed. Are specifically designed to prevent you from learning or playing with other units. They won't do, go on.
I just joined a GTA RP community that I'm now not pursuing any further because the joining process was like, here's 2 interviews and a 3rd interview, and this one's recorded, and here's some questions, and then you've got to go through this training,
100%,
and you've got to do that training. It's like, I'm all right, thank you very much.
GTRP servers are the new Arma units. They're so fucking awful.
Yeah, I just want to dick about on Arma with my mate Billy Sprinkle, like literally getting people to pay me to punch him in the face. Like that's what I want to do. That's literally what I want to do. Like, I don't want to go through 9 million bits of training and have someone pull me over because I went 3 miles an hour over a virtual speed limit. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. I'm fine.
Social.
Yeah, it's
social.
Did you?
So who in ZF do you think has the stripper name of Billy Sprinkle?
It's got to be Cyanide, isn't it?
It's a chap called YouTuber called Banana Duck. He's actually he's tiny, but he's good fun to be around.
Oh, wow. Fucking hit him like that, why don't you? Jesus.
No, he's not huge.
No, I know.
Huge, but he is.
As you're saying, no. What do you call it? Bloody the whole dual clanning rule. Dual clanning is, as a rule, designed to prevent you from finding out that there is a better way. Yeah. That there is something better out there. They are afraid that if you play with someone else, they're going to abandon their unit and go play on another group.
The grass may be greener on the other side, but don't you look for it. No.
Yeah.
Fence. Get away.
Get away for the fence.
No looking. Get away for the fence.
20 push-ups. 20 virtual push-ups. Did you guys ever have to do those virtual push-ups?
Yes.
No.
What? Come on. Hold on.
Yeah, 7 Cav did that.
I am actually not joking, Whale. I did have to do. So it was. I can't remember what I never ended up playing with them after that.
Was it like a silly punishment? You know?
It was. I don't know because the guys in the squad were laughing at it, but the sergeant, like in charge, who was making me do them, was very serious.
Ooh.
And he was dead serious about it. All right,
I've got another one. I've got another one. This is the community where you didn't team kill, you committed fratricide.
What?
The rules on the public server were 1. No fratricide, as in no brother killing, because obviously we're all brothers in 7th Cavalry.
Joined a fucking cult, Digby.
Yeah, I did join a fucking cult. I'm glad I got out when I got the fucking chance.
I mean, if ZF were like that, I mean, like all of us would be like what?
All of us would have been banned because we team kill all the fucking time.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happened when we first started. Because I arrived and decided, hey, I have a gun, Digby.
Yeah, you shot me in the face.
We already
you
had
bastard.
3 bodies in a runtime of about an hour, so there's no hostile.
Oh, you should join our Blackweight games when we have them. The team killing and
Oh, the team killing and the Blackweight games.
Oh my Christ.
Right, I'm just quickly checking the map right now. Just so you know, CSAT forces have just entered the town of Lamy and are pushing east now. NATO has just reached. And what is this? There's some radio tower here. Radio tower at 204, just south of Blue Pale Industrial Port. There's a war going on, but it's fine. We'll just keep recording. I'm sure everything's fine.
Hey, we do happen to be in the middle of those two fronts, aren't we? Then
Yeah, we are kind of
for
right
later.
in the middle of those 2 forces which are approaching each other. So you know. Anyway,
We have our markers, so we'll be right.
we have our red crystal out front. You know, we are covered by the laws of war, which Bohemia made to reinforce the DLC. Actually,
we are the reason that DLC exists.
Yeah.
People sitting around this table.
no
you are,
joke
you
though.
are
that
looking
DLC
directly at all the people
is
responsible for that
probably-
entire DLC.
Probably the best DLC Arma's ever made. I think like Operation Arrowhead, I think blows out of the water for Arma 2, but for Arma 3, Laws of War was so well made. I don't know if you guys have played the campaign, but that is honestly
No, I haven't.
It's really good.
One-
Recommend it.
It's the
Quebec,
one thing
I-
I've never done in Arma is play the actual written campaigns by Bohemia. I just in the back of my head, I always think they are going to be shit.
No. I think if you want to play, I think start with Harvest Red and then play through the campaigns. Harvest Red is and this is for Arma 2, but it is an exceptional campaign. It is, to give you an idea, a quick rundown on Harvest Red, there is 8 different endings. There are dialogue options in it that you can choose, and like branching paths deciding on what you do. And thing is, it's not like it tells, it's not like, you know, The Walking Dead. It's like, Mason, do you want to attack the enemy or let him go? It's not like that. It's up to you to like figure things out. Like in one mission, you can just like solve an objective in like 5 different ways, but the game doesn't tell you any of the ways to solve it. It's up to you to figure it out. It's insane. Like one of the endings is Russia nuking Chernobyl because of what you did. Loads of different endings. It's an absolutely insane.
Also, it's a game that doesn't pull any fucking punches either. As in the first mission where you land on the island, deal with a rape victim, and discover a mass grave.
Oh, dear.
Yes, it's very fucking serious. Like it is you are basically
Deal with a rape victim, and you discover a mass grave in the first mission of that campaign.
One of the side objectives is collecting enough evidence of Chidaki war crimes in order to actually convict the criminals. Otherwise, if you fuck up and don't like investigate enough and don't actually, and I think the other thing is if you don't contaminate the evidence or if you don't assist the civilians where required, and the game doesn't tell you this, they get away.
Yeah. You have to work that out for yourself.
It's fucking incredible. Arma's Harvest Red is the best campaign I've ever played for a game like that ever. And then after that, there is all the Arma campaigns. I think Arma 3's vanilla campaign is a little rough. It certainly gets better as it goes on. And there's the biggest thing about Arma is its shut up, my phone is talking to me. Is its interconnected stories. There's quite a fascinating thing. Bohemia's games are all connected. Do you know Take on Helicopters? You guys know that game?
No.
Not very well.
Do you know? Okay, so if you don't, okay, what it is, Bohemia made a game Take on Helicopters. And it's just like a helicopter simulator. You fly helicopters around. That's basically what it is. But what Bohemia did was they took that game, and there's actually a story mode in that game, and you play and you fly around, and you do a bunch of helicopter missions. But in that campaign of Take on Helicopters, not an Arma game, but just a random like helicopter simulator game, it reveals why the war in Takistan took place. So in Operation Arrowhead, the whole thing is like there's a militia and there's like the whole like war with the Takistani army and stuff, and then the British forces and the American forces get involved, right? That's Operation Arrowhead. In Take on Helicopters, you
Rimmy?
reveal. Yeah, go on.
Things on the table just started sliding around.
Don't worry, that's social doing something with a chair that I don't want to look at. Just
I'm sorry,
ignore it.
I kept trying to put my chair down, and it was like moving me. Like I think I'm merged.
I know. I'm quite horrified at what you managed. Anyway,
I'm now part man, part chair. I'm like a Scottish Stephen Hawking.
Immersion.
Rimmy,
Hello, my name is Stephen Hawking.
Rimmy, I have a
Steve.
need.
Hello?
What do you
I
need?
have a need for the pin-up Digby.
Hello, Digby's better half.
He's wearing a commissar uniform.
And hang it somewhere in this house.
I sent Digby a print, didn't I? Or at least I. No. I was gonna send you a print for your birthday, I think. Or did I sent you the art for your birthday? I can get you the art though.
Did
But
you?
he
I definitely haven't received anything.
I need
sent you
it.
bloody
I
art.
need it. I need a
He,
link.
he isn't undressed, unfortunately, Messi. So he is fully clothed. If that's your fetish. So
That's
he's got a hat on. Okay, all right, good. I'll get you the picture of the
I
Valkyrie.
know
Then.
you sent me Commissar Digby is watching that
It is-
post.
that is the Commissar Digby is the one on the side of the Valkyrie.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I definitely found that again.
You know what? I'll hit up my favorite anime creation artist, the one who did the pin-up girls for the Rats of Tobruk, and we'll get them to make a proper.
Yes.
I'll promise you
Sparrow.
that, Messi, a proper one. It'll be coming soon.
Promise to harass you after the podcast.
So as I was saying, in Take on Helicopters, you deliver a package, and it's revealed that you delivered arms for the CIA to the Takistani militants, which starts the war in Operation Arrowhead, which is never revealed in any other game. Yeah, Arma's campaigns are.
You're going, fuck you, play all of our shit, even the shit you don't want to play.
Yeah, but it is like it's crazy the relations that the games have to each other, and then it all actually Laws of War connects all the stories because it basically plays through like you play through different time periods in Laws of War and like experience different situations, and it is absolutely a brilliant campaign. But I think
it is. I won't spoil it for those people who haven't played it, but it is incredibly ambiguous, and I love it for that.
The Oreo Castro mission.
Yes,
that is one of the best missions I've seen now.
Pieces of fucking story writing ever.
I seriously think the Arma's like Bohemia's writing is incredible. But I think we've dallied long enough onto this. Let's kick along a little bit now to content creation for Arma. So what we want to talk about here is basically why or what pushed you into making Arma, or like what sort of why you stream Arma, or if you do make videos, why you make videos on Arma, and sort of why you're not doing it for Squad, or why you pick Arma, why you would pick Arma over Squad or another game like that sort of thing. Because I know why for me, of course. I'll get into my reasons later on, but yeah, I just want to carry on. Like for you, was it something that just kind of happened as I'm playing Arma, I might as well stream it, or was it something that you intentionally streamed or enjoyed streaming, or did you make videos on it, that sort of thing? So we'll kick around.
The first thing I ever streamed
was Arma, was it?
My first ever game on. It was either this or Hoi. I can't remember which one it was, but it was definitely.
Don't talk about that game.
It was definitely this and Hoi were my first games on Twitch. Messi has popped a link in my chat, and I'm very concerned as to what it is. Oh my god, it's amazing.
What she sent you?
I think it was the pin-up. I think it's going to go over their bed. I think you're
Pin-up.
going to get like an
It's not
A
pin-up, it's even better than that.
Send it to Bad Frag. I'll use it for the video. Oh my
The
god.
dog. The dog.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna throw that in chat.
Napoleon. It's the picture of Napoleon riding the horse. But he
I remember.
me on the back of Percy.
That makes you the second ZF member to have something aping that picture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got one, did you?
Actual.
Me? No, Soviet has one of him riding Lulu.
Oh, gotcha. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to create a bit more art. I've got a few things. Something in the works tomorrow, Digby. You'll see coming out.
I'll see if I
So
can
we've got
find the
a bit
picture
more
for you, chat.
art and
Give me a sec.
I don't want to reveal it yet. I'm still keeping it secret, but you know it well, Digby. What's coming out soon? I'm really excited for this. Commissioning stuff it's great fun.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't the slightest clue what the hell you're talking about.
Well,
Just nod and say
sure.
yes.
Blind motherfucker. All right, sorry, we'll carry on. So I was trying to bring it over to Quebec before Digby dove in and stole it, because I was looking at a bit of Bear Cave on YouTube. And
Yes.
Did you ever create videos, or was it other people in Bear Cave?
It was always other people in Bear Cave. I only ever.
Quebec's talking to his chat.
Oh.
All right, goodbye, Quebec.
No, I'm back. Yeah, sorry. I never created any videos of it myself. I've definitely stayed within the realms of Twitch. When it came to obviously playing on Bear Cave, like. I'm just trying to think what there is to talk about, really. I mean, it's
Like, do you stream Arma specifically? Is it something you intentionally went out and streamed, or is it something that, was it ever a concern of yours, like making it entertaining for the stream, because
I mean,
that's
it's
obviously something.
I mean, it's one of
People
those
get
games. Like, I think Twitch is all about obviously like viewer interaction to a point. I think like the point of live streaming and having the chat is always to try and interact and integrate obviously what they're watching with what I'm doing, kind of thing. Arma is one of those games that it's very easy to get lost in. It's very easy to get really plugged into Arma and kind of forget you're streaming at all. To be honest, like it's one of those. Yeah, it sort of sucks you in, and you kind of Jesus, I'm not actually in Shinaris. I'm sitting in my living room.
Well, there's a lot to do. It's a busy game.
Social's body isn't looking at me.
Yeah, that's the one. Never helped.
Minutes.
It didn't help with the PTSD.
Hold on. I'll see if I can improve the situation.
Oh, gee, please don't.
Oh,
no.
There we go.
Nope.
Nope.
Help,
Nope. That's it.
All right.
But like in terms of like sort of when I got into Arma, it was I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to sort of quantify, to be honest. I mean, I could probably chime in a little bit later, to be honest. But yeah, I think like creating sort of like missions and stuff like that. It's just been to be fair, it's not been something I really. When I sort of stream it and stuff like that, I'm always trying to. What the hell was that?
Just a bad frag. Don't worry about it.
Just a bad frag.
Hey!
There you go.
Right. My card just rolled off my table. I shouldn't hit it that hard. Whoops. Sorry, carry on.
No, it's all right. It's just like I don't know. I don't know how to expand upon it more than that. I always try and obviously integrate chat with what I'm doing. Make sure to obviously get them involved, and just trying to keep it entertaining for people is always a big part of obviously streaming it. Because if you're cutting it down into like YouTube and stuff like that, that's absolutely fine. You can kind of like story tell as you go, kind of thing, or you can tell it in the editing. But obviously with Twitch, it requires a certain amount of narration, and obviously just to try and keep people informed and stuff like that about what's going in the mission. And obviously that's quite an important part of it, I think.
There's definitely something I could question you there. I will agree real quick though that talking to Twitch chat is something I certainly do less. Because for me, Twitch is sort of a way for them to spectate the game while it's on, and then of course it gets turned into. Because I'm very much Twitch streamer second, YouTuber first. That's
Right.
And especially when I'm commanding like a fucking 100-strong army. I'm like, Twitch chat's like, man, why isn't Rimmy paying attention to chat? I'm like, I'm already dealing with 100 idiots who are trying to shoot things.
100 plus
400 idiots who are asking me like, when is Kenneth coming back? Which is something I fucking regret ever making.
I am busy. I will deal with your bullshit presently.
I'll quickly explain.
My attention.
Just to explain it for Twitch chat as to why they should stop asking. Kenneth is a dead meme. I made a video once where it was me. It was a silly op we had where we kayaked around Stratus, and I played the character of Kenneth, and Kenneth talked in third person. Kenneth wasn't always sure about what he was doing, and of course everyone fucking adored Kenneth, and it was a very popular video.
You should make
what ends up happening?
Funeral for Kenneth.
Yeah, it's what actually. You know what? I fucking should. I should make a funeral for Kenneth, and it's this dead meme put to rest. That's it. That's actually a brilliant video, Digi. Fuck, I might steal that.
It's one of those animated Photoshop low effort things. You just drag his body into the middle of the frame and then throw some bullets into it.
Yeah, and then at the end,
Kenneth is dead.
It's all Rimmy now.
I must go. My planet needs me. Exit.
Right. It was very much a Badgers situation where every fucking Arma video or content has a comment now on it where it's like, but the Badgers should play this. Imagine the Badgers playing. The Badgers could. I'm just that's why.
I have one for you.
So
the glory of
Oh God.
Fuck you.
Yeah. That follows me around in Arma.
The worst thing about that is that there
Built for an
is
actual terrorist organization. Yes, I fucking know. People keep pointing it out, and I didn't know that. It was just a funny meme, all right, guys? I don't advocate for Filipino separatism or whatever the fuck it is that they do. It was just filth. It was funny. All right? Like, chill out, you bastards.
Your mistake was in paying attention to what the internet says.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's just painful. Anyway, sorry. So the actual important question I had before I had to go through my own suffering and bring up my tragic backstory.
That fucking Kenneth funeral video, man.
Why don't I get us back on track? How about that?
All right. I'll bring up mine in just a moment, but go on, Whale. What do you want to bring up?
So I create Arma content in a way by streaming and having the VODs on YouTube, only because back in the day, I wanted to record stuff. People would go back that were in the op, or more often, a mission maker would want to see a perspective of his op. And having those memories be there forever and ever, saved on YouTube for years from now, is it's a good way to tell my mom, no, I'm saving these video game memories forever. They don't just float away in the wind. Wasted time.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
other than spiting my parents, it's just a good idea to stream, just to record. And a lot of people in the units I'm in, TMTM and Coalition and all the other ones, have started doing this just to be able to get multiple perspectives of everything, single operation.
Yeah. So one of the big features of my videos, something I really quite enjoy, is that I take footage from all the members of my unit of an operation. So when something's happening, we cut between basically visuals. So it's like, if someone's like, oh shit, we're under attack on radio, I cut over to them actually fighting the enemy and stuff. And so, you get this sort of this very much this overview of what actually happened at the operation. It's quite fascinating to see. And that's kind of why I did a whole video about radios, about how I fucking adore radios and how during an operation, radios connect experiences. But at the end of an operation, the fun part is looking at people's footage, because everyone starts sharing screenshots and images and videos right at the end of an operation, because they, like, oh, look at what our squad did, look at what this platoon did, oh, the jet team did this, and you compare all the different things. And that's honestly the biggest fun for me in Arma, is like, a lot of the fun is the debrief, is just talking about the op.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of people do that. They stream not to have an audience for Arma. Arma, in my opinion, isn't a super streamable game for reasons we've kind of already been over. But I say that as an Arma player, so I could understand if someone who hasn't played Arma and think it's kind of a hard thing to get into, which is not that hard, or if it's some kind of cool, mysterious thing out there that they want to spectate and witness, like a spectacle, then sure, I get that. But I would say creating Arma content for me, it's mostly just about using up Jeff Bezos's bandwidth for free. It's just recording stuff.
I've bought money with Jeff Bezos's bank card before. We did it. We had a Twitch dinner. They paid it. They paid us for our drinks. And our food was bloody brilliant. Actually, it was delicious. Got very drunk that night. I was in Melbourne. It was because it's Twitch. Those guys are actually pretty nice. Man, I can't wait to go back out.
I've also gotten drunk on Jeff Bezos's dime, and it is.
Oh yeah, the Bezos dime. Yeah.
As of yesterday, I finally have the right to get drunk on best.
Oh yeah, the famous Twitch partner.
He's a partner.
Now, know yourself. We can't believe you're on our podcast.
See, I'm already going places.
Real digital vagrants.
We didn't want to bring him on board, but then he got partner yesterday, so we had to do it.
Right?
Digital says, I'm going places. Cut to him dead on the ground under the chair.
Actually, everyone sat in this room, bar Social and Whale, are Twitch partners.
To be fair, I stream, and then it's like my real life takes over, and I'm just like, I don't have time for that. And then what I do is when I hear people do their own submissions, I'm like, fuck it, I'll submit one and I'll just be really cheeky and see if I get it. Haven't streamed in about 3 months.
I mean, yeah, I was very cheeky for mine. I used a 24-hour stream to pump my numbers and then got mine back in the day. So I got mine within a month of coming onto Twitch, because I just pushed over my Hoi 4 audience and just streamed non-stop.
A pact with Satan, surely.
I applied with 120 average, not knowing that it was kind of a big thing to get Twitch partner. And then when I got it, everyone was like, "Oh my god, you got Twitch partner!" It's like, yeah, but I've been pulling numbers like this since I've been on Twitch 3 months, and I'm a partner. Is it a big deal? I'm not sure. Yeah, you found out at TwitchCon last year that you could have applied for 2 years and that you hadn't. So you had to watch me and SWAT ascending the magical escalator to the Twitch partner area.
I remember that. Yeah, just leaving Digi behind.
Beer Valhalla, and I had to go fucking pay for my beer like a goddamn peon.
Yeah, back in a bit, Digi were just going to ascend the magical staircase to Twitch partner world.
Do you remember?
If Luke could have killed, he would have been.
Saying they didn't have the partner badge. I'm like, I'm sorry, I must go up the special elevator now. The escalator just.
If Luke could have killed, you all would have evaporated on the spot.
You weren't there, were you? You weren't at TwitchCon?
No, I haven't been to one.
Oh, you very much should be. They're so much fun. So
Come
now,
along. Now we're all partners. We can all get drunk
wild
together.
stab that you didn't fly all the way to Berlin to be at a TwitchCon.
I wasn't partner at the time.
Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Did you, wasn't it?
Motherfucker. This motherfucker.
I am now. Oh, yeah. Do you want to know the story, Rimmy?
Oh, yeah, go on.
One random night, I noticed at the end of my stream, oh, hey, I finished the achievement for partnership. I can apply. Okay, for a lol, I applied.
Yeah.
2 days later, I was partnered.
Holy shit.
And I had only just finished the achievement for the first time.
Definitely gotten stricter as time has gone on. It used to be very lenient on who got partner. Like, you only had to have,
I thought I wouldn't know, but I thought it was the opposite. I thought it got more lenient as time.
Well, no,
passed.
so
the beginning of the month.
Back in the very, very start, it was super, like, you had to directly sign a contract with Twitch, like go back and forth with email with a Twitch representative. Like, that was the early days. Then when they introduced the what do you call it? It was before affiliate, but it was like just when partner was sort of becoming a thing, and you could actually get it just through applying through like a little system. It was a little bit lower on the actual required viewership. Then they introduced affiliate, and the partner viewer count went up quite significantly because affiliate was now a thing. Because before there was literally no method to make any money. You couldn't do anything. It was just like you were a nobody until you were a partner. But yeah, Twitch was quite strange. But anyway, the one thing I wanted to kick it along before we jerk ourselves off too hard was one thing to bring up in Arma.
Almost there. Don't stop.
We had to change the topic. The topic was too self-serving when I wrote it, so Rimmy rewrote it to be a little less decadent, a little less sniffing her own food.
Yeah. But no, the whole thing I renamed it with. Sorry, the one thing I sort of why I enjoy Arma, but at the same time why I don't stream it all the time, or like why it's rather hard to stream, and why I kind of end up creating my own unit, is that for a lot of Arma, it's a very big pain in the ass to organize people together to actually play it. It's not like, I don't know, like CSGO or Blackway, where you just boot up a server, jump in and go. Unless playing public.
A lot of lead time to it.
Yeah,
we know the pain of trying to organize things, don't we, guys?
You guys have a very different circumstance because you're playing a game mode where you at least, you can pull in, 10 guys. Whereas we pull in like 60 guys to do a platoon or whatever. But how is it for you guys in terms of actually like, you can't really just be like, all right, we're playing Arma now, drop of the hat, go. Or is it, or have you mentioned that before?
Now that we met Mag, it kind of is, because we kind of just
Mag can throw us off the server in like 15 minutes for most stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. To be fair, you guys severely underestimate how much work he has to behind.
Oh God, no! I know how
that's
much work
overnight. He can do it.
For no pay.
Mag,
No. He gets the benefit of being able to play on the server.
Is he part of ZF, or are you just dangling the tags in front of him in order to fucking keep him along?
Man, we don't even dangle the tags. He's just there.
He just does it.
Oh, poor man.
He just does it. He's just a nice bloke. He helps us out.
Just abuses labor.
Probably has more technical skill than the rest of us put together.
Yeah.
True.
He could withdraw his server support at kind of any time he likes.
Forget
it's
server
not like
support. I'm fairly certain he could find my credit card number if I pissed him off too much.
I mean, we can like, we're not holding him against his will. He's providing all of this for free.
I believe the other way around.
He's holding us hostage.
Yeah. No, it's just definitely something that's hard because I really enjoy Arma, but it's one of those games that you can't really just be like hanging out in TS with like a few other mates and be like, you guys fancy a spot of Arma? It doesn't really work that way.
No, it's like, give me 3 days. I'll need to go test all the mods, and then we'll.
Yeah, I need to test the mods, gather the fucking hordes, light the beacons. Gondor calls for enough to fill a fucking company.
XF calls for slots, and then they're all gone within.
No, it'll be all right. There's just a few more than usual.
We'll just jump on BI official Zeus there.
Oh yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing with DayZ too. I mean, it took us a month to set up that server to a playable state. I mean, anything made by Bohemia is not necessarily the most elegant of modding setups.
I think you can put it that way. My favorite story was from, I think it was SM Pure in our unit. He's one of the mission makers, about how Bohemia talked to FK back in the day when there was a lot of when they were getting a lot of players. And Bohemia was like, oh, so show us what you do. And FK's like, yeah, look, we get, like 70 players in a server, and then we all play a big operation. And Bohemia was just like, oh, the netcode's not meant to handle this many players.
Oh.
Which explains a lot. Which really starts making sense when it comes to us, because a lot of Arma, we could very much push 200, 300 players in a server with the
I want to do a battalion level op because
I would adore
make
to do a battalion level mission, but Arma's netcode breaks above about 100 if you're not doing a TVT, and even then, doing a TVT above like 200, it's just not capable.
I want to be honest. You could have missed opportunity there, dude. You could have negotiated like a small fee for free stress testing their code.
Oh man, I mean, you talking to Arma? The only thing Bohemia's ever given me, they did contact me just out of the blue when Contact came out. They just said, "Hello, Rimmy. We've never spoken, but here's Contact. Enjoy." And they just gave me it. I was like, "Oh, all right, sweet, okay, sure."
The only thing I've gotten from Bohemia is a lanyard.
Oh, did you? I kind of want that actually. Never even
lanyard too.
I got the tourist map of Chernarus.
Oh no,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I've got that somewhere.
Free trip to a Greek jail.
Yeah.
I have always, since playing Arma, I've always wanted to go to the island that it is modeled
yeah.
off.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I did have a look at that actually. I had a look at the island of. Yeah, it is, isn't it? There's like as sort of a holiday that I wanted to go on, the island of Stratus. There's a 1-star chapel on the south side of the island that I really want to go to. On like Google Maps, there's like a 1-star chapel, and I want to know. I want to know what's there. I want to go and have literally.
The priest there that just beats you with a stick into the middle.
Yeah.
Why was it 1 star?
I don't know. I don't know.
Landmines were deactivated.
I'm gonna go find this listing. We're gonna find out why it's 1 star.
Yeah, just please tell me. I really want to know that. I didn't know you could rate chapels.
I don't know. Yeah.
Frag wasn't too good.
Priest wasn't really.
Yeah. Second coming while visiting.
Didn't feel like I had a spiritual experience while looking through the stained glass.
5. Preacher was very.
The cross was made out of plastic.
it was a big temple. Oh god. Yeah, no, there was definitely a lot they've done there, like in terms of Lemnos. It's very much it's kind of like it's like an uncanny valley with like comparing Lemnos and Altus, because they're very, very close, but just slightly not. Yeah, go on.
I can't take credit for this. This is messy in my chat. 1 out of 5. Owner never replied to any conversations.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty good. I couldn't speak to the manager.
Yeah.
Manager unavailable.
Oh god. But all right. If there's nothing more we want to talk about there, is there anything? I don't know what the rest of you guys do. Like, do you do much content on Arma, or is it mostly just streaming around? Did you?
Is he?
Good talk.
Did you?
Good talk.
Good talk.
I don't think
staring into
he's a big
space.
partner now.
His
He can't talk to
pacemaker
people
stopped.
like you,
Yeah.
I mean.
You
got any jump leads?
Oh, yeah, actually, we've got the tractor outside. We can tow his
Just
chair.
hook him up to that. Yeah.
All right. You good? You good, Whale? What you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine. Nothing. Just wondering if I could pick up his chair.
Oh, damn it. I was just about to try that as well.
Yeah,
You
for me,
can.
definitely Arma is definitely a different experience where it's like I'm trying to be less about Twitch chat and Quebec's trying to be more about Twitch chat. But
Yeah.
I think overall it is still a fascinating thing to see. I think it's kind of okay. It's going to sound weird, but I don't know. Did you guys ever watch VR chat, or have you ever played VR chat?
I've never had the pleasure.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've done it a few times on our VR.
Yeah.
nights.
Yeah, man, I really quite enjoy it. So.
Interesting.
It was more fun back in the day when it was the Wild West, I think. But VR chat. So I was actually one of the top streamers of VR chat when Pokey wasn't streaming, who was the top streamer for the longest right at the start. I was just dicking. That's how I met Ladle, who was a good mate. And basically, what this whole thing was, so VR chat back in the day was it was very unknown. It was like right before, I think, or just after the Ugandan Knuckles meme. I can't remember. Which is when it fucking exploded. You know, that meme went everywhere. But what it kind of was the reason why Poker was so popular, and personally, like, I think he's a very good streamer now. Please don't crucify me for what I'm about to say. I'm about to pull a Digby here and shit talk. But I don't think he was a very good streamer back when he was doing VR chat stuff. He was not very interesting. Like, I wasn't watching for him. But what people were watching VR chat for was they were watching Twitch streams to see like a window into the VR chat world. So people were just, they didn't really care about the streamer. They were watching people, you were a camera for them to experience VR chat. And a lot of Arma is that. A lot of Arma is... Sorry, did you?
Who are we talking about? I stepped away for literally to get a brat.
We had you a question and you just stared at space. So don't worry, it's all right. We're talking about VR chat.
The one time you talked to me, I was just like, I need to go.
Yeah,
to eat.
I'm sorry. This is what you get.
Question?
I just said, did you ever make much content on Arma, or was it just you streamed a bit? I don't know. Like, what have you actually done?
I got shot in the face a lot. You like to hear about that?
Thank you very much there to In My Medic. I demand blood sacrifices and mac and cheese to cure my depression. Quebec, I swear to fuck, I hate this quarantine bullshit. I just want to get back to my PC. Amen, bro. I hope you're keeping well, man. Don't blimey.
I'll include that in the edits. Oh my god.
Don't know why.
Yeah. It's in BFI, yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Just one church, 1 star.
Yep.
Was it reviewed as well, or was it just a single 1 star?
Just 1 star. No
Wow,
review.
I want to see why. Why is it 1 star? Why? There's so many questions. The only thing is you can't.
I want to put that in a mission now. I want to put the 1-star chapel in a mission. You know what? Fuck it. Hang on.
Guy that's going 1 star. I'm looking at his reviews. Also likes beach apartments in Turkey.
Right.
Okay, I can put this to a map. Hang on, hold on. This is about to do something really dumb in Arma, but hang on. Hold on a second, guys. You're about to love this. Here we go. Okay, and not that.
Are we going to teleport?
No. Okay, so.
Right. Lovely.
There we go. Okay, so here is a map of Stratus, all right? So
map.
I can see everything.
Okay, the chapel is right there, right just near Air Station Mike 26 in Stratus, okay? So, hang on. It is actually just down the road from that. So
I can't tell. Please shoot where it is located.
Okay, hang on. Okay, can I have a gun show? So I'm out of ammo.
Can you shoot it with a fucking 308?
It is.
All right.
Roughly...
You see that little... No, okay, a little bit lower. No, okay, there you go. You got it. Okay, so it's just there. It's just west of Air Station Mike 26.
Social.
And that's all you need to know about chapels. What?
Yes. I adore how it's actually got the same road network. Sorry.
That was the thing.
It's so weird that's a thing. Hang on. What the shit?
Could the real life island sue for copyright
infringement? I don't think so. No.
I mean, the Greek government tried to sue 2 Arma developers for copyright infringement by putting them in jail. Yeah.
Was it for copyright infringement? I thought it was for they arrested them on grounds of spying.
Espionage.
Yeah, spying.
Because they were taking pictures of the military bases.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. You don't.
That was the reason the government gave anyway.
You think this is why the AAF are the bad guys in Arma 3?
Yeah.
Do you think they were initially supposed to be good guys?
They were turned into Snidely Whiplash after they arrested the developers.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's definitely God, I really quite adore it. Do you think was Chernarus based off of anything, or?
Yes, Chernarus is based on the area around their studio. If you look up,
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, Czechoslovakia. No, the other one.
I too much hoi for. I was reminded of this last time. I always say Czechoslovakia, not the Czech Republic, and I forget the different countries.
Now.
Czechia. Yeah, that's weird.
Czechia. They changed their name. Ow! I just stubbed my toe. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Good one.
Ow! You were sitting still.
You're sitting still.
Just welcome to my life. I'm an idiot. If you've got Cup, the Bistrika map is the actual area around Bohemia's studio. So Chernarus is the area around Bohemia's studio, but everything I think south of the river they've turned into the sea.
Yes, that's right.
That's why it's based off of. I see.
Real cities, but they've cut them in half.
Oh my god, I love that. That's so fucking cool. That's such a cool thing.
Terrain design.
Yeah. I still think Chernarus is one of the best maps made for any game ever. It is such a reusable and amazing and incredible map.
I would. I always find myself back there.
Just
Yeah,
imagine being a
it's
level designer for Chernarus, and your team lead, your sprint lead, takes you over to a tree a few blocks away, and is like, "You didn't model this." What
the hell?
What do you mean it isn't supposed to look like this? It's right here. Look out the window.
It's really off to the side. Get it right.
Speaking about kind of Arma and doing that, Grand Theft Auto 5 and seeing parts of LA in that, and then being in LA and seeing that is really, it's like a displacement. It's weird. It's weird being like, I've driven a car up here before, and okay, right, I did mow over 2 civilians and then, fire a rocket launcher, but neither here nor there.
It's quite. There's actually an Arma map called Australia, and it is a massive, huge recreation of Australia. Now it is condensed quite heavily. It doesn't take several hours to drive between states, but it is still really kind of fucking funky to like actually see my state and like the mountains modeled out in like miniature scale as we drive over them. And we fought an emu war operation there, which was quite dumb.
Do any of the cities have a resemblance? Because they're so minified. They're so tiny.
They are so tiny. They are not. There's no resemblance at all. There's a few like a few of the towns have a resemblance. Like there's Cuba Pedy, which is a shitty mining town, which exists. No, there's quite a bit. I think there's also the underground town, and they have an actual modeled Bunnings inside of that area. Go visit Bunnings.
Does it have a sausage sizzle?
You fucking bet ya. Bavin's getting a car. It's alright.
Italian noises.
Bavin won't get it. He doesn't know how to drive.
Australia here.
But yeah,
no, I got
it's
in the
definitely.
He's gone.
I can see him outside.
The
He's
car
figured
engine,
himself
he's
out.
gone.
Oh, there we go.
Bunnings.
Oh, he's off. He's driving. I wonder if he's going to find the
Oh.
CSAT.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Oh my
He
god!
didn't make it far, did he?
Manage that. What do you even do?
Wait a minute.
How do I get up from my chair? Quick!
Use the scroll wheel.
Yeah, I think the backyard's wrecked.
Yeah, so here's the thing is we've got a live persistence on, so the next time we load the operation, it's going to be a dead Bavin and several wrecked vehicles out front.
Hang on,
Yeah, it's
hang on. Okay.
Nice work.
No, it's seamless. Oh,
Oh, boy.
Oh, there's explosions cooking off. Let's get back to the chairs. Oh god.
I think I might be stuck on the fucking. I think I'm.
You doing good? Okay, I think Digi's back. Anyway, sorry, we'll carry on with our little story, shall we?
We'll get some bunning snacks later.
The whole time.
Later. You made me hungry now. I could really do for a bunning snag. I had some wagyu
What
beef.
is a bunning? You know what, Australians? Explain yourselves. What is all this you're talking about?
So Bunnings is a okay. You know what, Bavin, you do it. You got the voice for it.
I am drinking as I go. Car and medic. I'm sipping away.
At the storefront, we have a little barbecue set up. Oh, it's beauty, I tell you. Absolutely beaut. It is essentially, you get your sausage sangers there. You know, you got sausages made.
Raise some money for the local community.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Yeah, lots of little things. And it's just really tasty. Yeah, it's on shitty 50-cent bread, but you get onions and tomato sauce or barbecue sauce. The option is there. Oh, sensational, mate. Sensational.
Good. Thing is, you go to Bunnings, right? And you go there to pick up your nails or your gardening supplies, whatever you need. You know, you're walking down the aisle, and as you're doing it, you're just munching on this Bunnings snag. And you get one when you get in, oh, really good. And on the way out, you get one and you get out. The best thing about Bunnings is as a kid, when your dad would drag you there, your dad's like, all right, mate, we need to fix the fucking door hinges. And you'd be like, we're going, where are we going, Dad? Mitre 10? He goes, no. He goes, we're going to Bunnings. And you're like, fuck yeah! Because you know you're getting a snag if you go to Bunnings. It's bloody brilliant.
Even in the
it's a great
summertime.
place.
It's 40 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Oh,
care.
yeah. 40
Snag.
degrees, they will be out there grilling up a snag. It's bloody brilliant.
True
On the
blue
Barbie.
legends.
They're bloody blue.
Can somebody help me get rid of my fucking corpse? By the way.
What are you doing, Digi?
I can't sit down in this chair anymore. This one's uncomfortable.
The corpse is gone for me, Digi.
No, it's
you
still there
died
for
it.
me.
Oh, hello.
Oh, lovely.
Sorry,
Lovely.
you'll figure yourselves out. Anyway, so yeah, no, I live really, really close to a Bunnings. I've actively just like gone for a run or like gone for a bike ride to a Bunnings before, on purpose
Did
to
you
get a
just get
snack.
sausage? Is it just sausage?
It's just a sausage. It's really fucking good. It's just really good, cheap, and you get a can of soft drink with it as well. Fucking brilliant. Great time. Anyway, welcome to the Arma podcast where we talk about Bunnings snags. You guys are just fucking. You realize we have to clean this podcast room up afterwards, right? Like this is persistent. The next
Arma related.
I'm sure
It's
pretty sure
fine.
Bavin's corpse is splattered across the tri-state area. I think I got bigger problems for this room.
CSAT forces are about to arrive to investigate the disturbance and have a quick knock on the door.
Excuse
Anyway,
me, sirs. We had a piece of gas mask with a head attached and fall out of the sky. Care to answer some questions?
It's okay. I'll phase back into being.
Perhaps drop the machine gun before they throw a grenade in here.
Yeah, probably before they breach and enter. Right. Okay. So let's carry on now. When we're done with the Budding snags. One thing we really want to wrap up. We'll probably use this will be the topic we wrap up on today. Is inspiration in armor operations. I know Digby, of course, is going to have a lot to talk about here, but what armor operations? For those of you who make operations, what do you base your operations off of, or like what do you watch and then you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna make that into an armor op, or like I'm gonna make that movie. I'm gonna, for instance, Brothers in Arms or Band of Brothers rather. I'm gonna make that. This scene. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the Battle of Foy. What sort of stuff you do there. For those of you who don't make missions, what do you prefer playing? Do you prefer, you said you really liked Anti-Stasi. Was it because it was the sort of the guerrilla, like silliness, the sort of the asymmetric warfare side of
Insurgent,
it?
some Red Dawn stuff. Yeah.
Is that an invitation to go first?
You're not sure, Digi? You can kick it off because we'll go first because Digi's busy being quite distracted with his hot dog.
I fucking finished it. That was what I was getting back. I just missed one question.
American Rimmy. If he's got a hot dog,
you gotta have a hot dog every hour. Just swallow it. Push it down with water.
I'm not fucking apologizing. As far as missions go, I have two things. First off, yes, I really like Anti-Stasi just because of the sheer scale and the necessary teamwork to make it work. And it's more freeform. Like there's not a lot of orders. There's not a rigid command structure that I'm 100% not going to understand or pay attention to. Like there isn't a lot of normal ops. It's you have to organize yourselves, and there's a lot of creativity in that. And there's this wide open world of countless objectives that you have to work towards, and it's fun. That sort of level of effort and creativity is a lot of fun.
No, I'll certainly agree there. Yeah, definitely. Anti-Stasi we quite enjoyed. We ended up pushing over to Vindicta instead, which if I could get you guys in for a Vindicta game someday, I would happily love it. I think you guys would love it. Just because I think it's... So Vindicta is I've actually made a great video on it. Probably my favorite video of all time I've ever made. Definitely one of my most artistic videos because of the ending. It was fucking incredible. And I definitely do want to film some more Vindicta sometime. But basically, it's the science team one, yeah, where they end with the drugs. It's fucking incredible. It's probably one of the most cinematic things I've made. It's so good. But yeah, it's basically Anti-Stasi, except it leans very hard into the very asymmetric side. So it's not just like Anti-Stasi where you're constantly just fucking raiding radio towers after radio tower. There's a lot more hiding out in the woods, ambushing convoys, assassinating officers, getting civilians onto your side, that sort of stuff. It's a lot more civilian resistance and sort of undercover stuff. I like Anti-Stasi, but forgive me here for saying this, it's a little brain dead at times when it comes to the actual asymmetrical warfare side. It pretty quickly you start to feel less like an insurgency and more like a very well armed, just kind of irregular military. So
happen very quickly.
I feel like that could...
Go on, Bavin.
That could turn saying like, oh, you camp out and get trees instead of just raiding radio tower. I could easily see it morphing into just raiding radio towers, not even caring about being covert.
Well, that's the thing is you have to care. There's a lot of the mechanics are built very differently. And one of the big things is that the enemies have actual numbers. They don't just have infinite units. They actually ship their units in off of supply runs into airfields. So if a base, if you attack a base and you blow up its vehicles and kill its commander, that base, first of all, you kill the commander, they can't do any orders until the commander returns. But that base won't have any vehicles. And if you wait, what will end up happening is the AI, the enemy, occupation commander will order a new vehicle and a new commander that'll get shipped in at the airfield, and then they'll have to convoy that over to the base. So you could ambush that convoy on the way over as they tried to resupply a base. So you could actively isolate and cut off an area and slowly do little covert ambushes and then run away as game goes on. It is actually a really well-made mission, and I will always promote that as if you like anti-Stasi, it's anti-Stasi taken to 11. It's really well done.
It is.
Trading bananas.
Say again, Digby?
Didn't Spiff break the economy trading bananas or something?
That was Overthrow. That was a different one that was sadly broken. Yeah, that one was very cool as well, but ended up being broken on dedicated servers. If you wanted to make it work, you had to local host it. And I said, fuck that. So,
blame you. Not the slightest.
Yeah. But definitely we'll kick it along now to someone who does know their settings. Digby, what inspires you to make ops? Because I'm very much aware that things do.
It's a combination of this is a cool concept and I want to make this. A combination of this is a kind of cool historical battle and I want to try and see if I can recreate it in Arma. This is a film that I've watched and I'm making a movie. I'm making a mission based around the movie. Or fuck you, your idea is silly. I'm making a mission to prove that it's a sensible concept in international ops. So it's kind of, I have definitely made at least one mission in my life out of spite, but most of the time it is, that looks like a cool concept. I think I'd like to see if that will work in Arma. Or I know this works in Arma because I've trialed it before. Let's turn the dial up to fucking 11 and see if it still works. And that's how you got the Arbite top. Because I did a small tunnel fight in one of my other missions that went really well. It was probably the best part of that shitty fucking mess of an operation. So turning it up to 11 and building a 2 by 2 kilometer square tunnel network, which the Arbites had to kick the door in at night, so it was dark, is like, mwah, my back.
Was I the only one that got lost?
No,
yes,
you weren't the only one that got lost. There were other people who got lost, but other people didn't have the wherewithal to use the radio to ask where they were and got eaten by cultists. I mean, gangers.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I still think that was one of the most replayable and really fun ops. The insane amount of CQB. For those who don't know the ZF lads, I don't know if you've seen it or saw mine or his stream, but we had basically cultists and underhivers hunting us through tunnels as we hunted them, and we were breaching, clearing rooms. We had shield teams and shotgun teams, 9 banging rooms, and shit was fucking amazing.
Anytime you want. Willing to rerun that anytime you want. And I'm thinking of building a larger scale op on a similar thing.
I think they'll get a quite big kick about it. It's very much more of a chaotic thing than our usual operations.
That's what I'm thinking. It's just like to build a Arbites and Penal Legion thing, because that's how you can bulk out the numbers on it. But I think it will kind of lose its charm then. I'm not sure.
You have to make 2 wraps.
Bulking up the numbers is not.
There is a version of my wrap that was done on. There is a second version of it, and there might be a third version of it if I can find a decent backing track.
The Digby rap goes live tomorrow, so people are going to quite enjoy that.
You made a rap for the operation. It was really good.
I was going for cops in the 40k universe, and I think I managed to get it right. So
it's fucking brilliant. There's a few really good lines there that I just adore. But no, I definitely agree that the Arbites op, the sort of inspiration there for me. I think I have this issue. The same thing I have with Dungeons and Dragons campaigns or tabletop games is I'll watch a show or I'll see a movie, and then that night I'll be like, damn, I really want to run. Yeah, I want to turn this into Armor up. I really want to run a D&D game where we all play as these kind of people, or that sort of stuff. That sort of fuels my creation, and you can definitely see the way I bounce off of. I definitely bounce off of other mission makers when we do an op and it goes well. I'm like, we're gonna do more of that. So my op, the Forest, was actually built off of when you started on Mued, the Arbites op. I was like, damn, okay, he's actually kind of pulled this off. It the nights, and the headlamps and the flashlights and all that sort of stuff, and it was also built off of Pure's Stalker operation, which was one of the best operations we've ever done as well. That operation was incredible. Most immersive one by far. So it was kind of built off of that. Okay.
I should also add that I occasionally look at other game universes and see, can this work in Arma? Like, I was planning to do a Frostpunk themed one.
I still don't think I would recommend that, but
see, I think that you could have a lot of mileage with a game. You could have a lot of mileage with an Arma mission that's set around the terrain being as hostile as the enemy.
The problem is not enough mods to make the terrain hostile.
Well, you can sort of kit bash it together by having the contamination mods and saying that you have to, because the contamination mod isn't just if not wearing gas mask then inflict chemical damage. It's there's we'll get train the dog to run the stairs. The contamination mod isn't just if wearing gas mask then if not wearing gas mask then die of chemical poisoning. It's more than that. It's if not wearing item of clothing then take damage respective to lack of.
It actually is. It is. There is a timer basically until you drop dead. Yeah, but I could show you how to work that. I have an idea on how you could use that. It would still be jank, but it would be less jank than having nothing at all.
Thing is, I think it might be probably too much work for what would ultimately be a gimmick mission, but
yes. Well, that's the kind of that's actually a very good point. Is gimmick versus actually worthwhile mission in Arma, and I think Arbite was perfectly on the line of like the gimmick was it's CQB tunnels the entire op, but it worked so fucking well, and it was an actual fun, genuine operation.
Yeah, I mean the Arbite, the fact that in the 40k lore, that's what Arbite tactical teams do. They go into the Underhive, they go in and they get you out. And I think because it fits so well within lore, that's what the Arbites are designed to do. The kit in Arma, you can just about pull together something that looks remotely RBTs without having to kind of smash 9,000. I mean, I ended up smashing 9,000 mods together anyway, because the Aftermath stuff, even though it's Fallout, works really well for 40k civs. Or at least 40k civs in open rebellion against the government. Plus that that mod that gives the deer heads with the glowing eyes.
That one's bloody brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like mwah. That op may also be the
Correct.
reason that I am currently painting up some RBTs for tabletop as well. So
I didn't even know they made models. Quebec, you got anything like that?
I've got to be honest. Digby covered most of it very thoroughly. It's like you sort of do think scenarios. You do think of scenarios. You think, oh, that would be really cool in an Arma up, or you see a movie or something like that, and you think that would be quite cool. I tend to lean more toward. I really enjoy the whole Middle Eastern vibe to things. I kind of like the asymmetry of it. The kind of not. So if you walk into a town and there's civilians in the town, you're not necessarily sure who's a good guy and who's a bad guy. Kind of this sort of tense atmosphere that comes of not every civilian, but any civilian could potentially do anything, an IED or anything like that.
You ever played a mission with Arma 3 Alive?
Yes, I've done a couple of missions with Alive.
Okay, I was going to say, because you must like the Insurgency then, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I remember back in a sort of a vague anecdote, back when like Ares wasn't a thing for Zeus back then. It was all manual. I was trying to create. I was Zeusing. I was trying to make a car bomb. I was trying to make like a vehicle-borne IED. And the problem was that the only way that I could get the bomb to detonate and the car to drive, because the AI wouldn't drive the car with all these things attached, because it was like, oh, I'm surrounded with objects. And I had to drive the car manually, but the only way to get the IED device to go off when I wanted it was to basically have the ACE sort of interaction menu open to a point where I could manually set the bomb off myself. So I was trying to drive a car remote controlled in Zeus with about 8 sections deep into this like interaction menu. I had about 14 different subsettings up on my screen, driving with like 3 arms and 1 leg, trying to get up to these Humvees and trying to blow it up just at the right moment. I was like a spider. I was a spider all over, because like I think like in Ares these days there's various modules and stuff like that you could
you could just slap down an IED module. And do all
literally
that,
back
back
before.
in the day.
It was absolute spaghetti of. It was really a case of you had to try and like work around. Like there wasn't all of the sort of quality of life parts of Zeus that are in there today. Like if you wanted to create something like sort of a bit sort of out there, like if you didn't have modules for it, you kind of had to get a bit technical and think, oh god, okay, well I can strap an M240 with no collision to this vehicle, and then that can be my technical. Or if I want to put a machine gun on the back of a Ural or something, you can kind of Frankenstein these vehicles. Yeah. No, but
when you got these Zeus ops, you really want to. It's a race to keep things interesting.
Yeah,
every
that's
new
it.
week you want to do a new op, and it's off the cuff. Sometimes you got an hour to prepare, but that's it.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I think Digby covered it pretty much spot on there. You know, different scenarios and stuff like that you encounter, and sometimes it can just be lying awake at 3 in the morning and thinking that'd be good. Write that down. That'd be a really good mission. Yeah.
I've had that inspiration. I had an inspiration strike at 3 o'clock today, and it was like sort of, oh, that's good. Just quickly open the editor.
Do you guys have notes like that you keep about mission
I have a
ideas?
phone note, I keep mission things like the Iron Harvest up I thought of, and the Forest as well. I was sat there. I was thinking about Arma's contact campaign, and I was thinking about the Digby's thing. And I put them together. I'm like, hang on a second. You know, I could actually like do something on Livonia. Oh shit! I just realized I have to make sure you guys have Livonia if I invite you. Anyway, if not, I'll shout you.
I speak by contact. It's not hugely expensive, I'm sure.
But no, it's like I sort of put those two together, and I'm just trying to. I was sat there, and it's something with an armor up in my head. It's kind of like when I write a story, because I just wrote a short story for 40k as well. It's just, I have a similar planning method where in my head I'll go like, I'll think of like, that's a cool idea, and then I'll start thinking of like the details. And when I'm like, you know, a few minutes into thinking the details, I'm like, okay, there's actually like enough details here that I could build an operation. That's when I write it down. I'm like, all right, now I need to make the notes, because like, you know, I have many off the cuff like dumb ideas, but it's actually having enough kind of an idea of how to sell it as an operation sort of thing is the difference. How to actually pull it off. Yeah.
Are there any ideas that you guys wanted to go through with but felt like you couldn't explore because Arma just couldn't accomplish it? I got a few of them right in front of me, but there's I don't think I could do most of them.
I want to do
can't do everything.
I guess I could do this. I want to do more World War II aerial combats, but they're hard to pull off. And the last one we did, actually, okay. Here's what I really want to do that I don't think I can pull off, but I desperately want to. I want to do a carrier battle. So 2 forces of two carrier groups, like, you know, kind of like midway sort of thing, facing off against each other.
Yeah.
And I want to have like those, because I actually kind of did one. I once made the Battle of the Coral Sea, and it was kind of crap, kind of fun in certain areas. Overall, it was bad, and it showed it basically showed why I can't do the thing I want to do. But man, I would fucking adore pulling off an actual carrier-borne. Like, you know, you have a squadron of dive bombers and a squadron of torpedo bombers and a squadron of fighters on each side, and they take off from their carriers and they try and find the opposing group, and they do carrier strikes at each other. Like, that shit would be amazing, I think.
That would be great if Arma wasn't really fucking janky about sliding objects on and off each other. Like, if you could like taxi an aircraft on an aircraft carrier that was moving without it being 9 million levels of jank, then I think it would be fine.
Yeah.
But,
well, I
even if
managed
they're
it.
stationary.
People took off with World War II aircraft from the carriers, and they managed it. But we had several other issues. The biggest issue is that there are mods with mobile characters that with mobile carriers that you can land on, but they are awful. So you'd have to use static carriers, which kind of removes the fun of dodging and like command moving the carrier force.
You would be
the other
static group versus static group.
Yeah, the other issue is the torpedo bombers. One fun fact I discovered was that the torpedo, when it strikes the static carrier in Arma, will delete a section of the carrier, and it just vanishes. Don't know why, but it's very specifically the torpedo bomb from Sabs hitting the static carrier from vanilla Arma, and it just disappears from existence. So
very effective.
After a while combat, we just had these carriers that were just missing chunks, and it was really weird. I don't know. Yeah, it was quite strange. But we'll kick along. So Wales, so have you got any that off the top of your head that you could talk about things that you want to do but can't?
I've always wanted to make, and we played, I don't think you were there for it, but with Lawman Silly TVTs, we played a Space Station 13 Operation Arma, but it didn't really work. It just ended up being kind of a zombie op with, it was a zombie op with a little extra roleplay sprinkled on. Like some people felt important and that was the roleplay. But I'd love to do it with a little more integrated mechanics, and I think it's possible. But there's so many things in Arma that get in my way, like the gunplay being a little crappy for TVTs, or frames when you put down too many props and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know how you can solve your props, did you?
A circle of hell.
Well, you figured it out, Digby. You got it to work with a lot of props.
Build it in VR.
Ass all the time about props. About how I don't see those disabled sim, Digby. I don't see them disabled sim. What are you doing, Digby?
Sometimes I don't want to disable the sim. Damn it! I want them to be simmed. For I live in a world. I have a dream where props disabled sim.
You'll notice what I mean when I say that objects are a mission maker's fucking Achilles heel. The moment they discover that they can place objects, mission makers go just insane.
Ooh, shiny.
You're gonna love Road to Mandalay because there's a fucking barbed wire screen around the final objective.
All right, so we'll kick it on then to someone else. Social. What do you prefer playing in Arma? Like, what is your like anything you seek out? Are you ever played World War II? Has it only been Andy Styles for you? Like, what already? Flash,
or if you could, would there be anything cool that you'd want to try?
Yeah.
So in kind of Arma, I quite enjoy the whole kind of free form gameplay. So like your anti-Stasi, like your overthrow, even things like King of the Hill, where you're just kind of out and about shooting shit, and there's nobody telling you, right, okay, you go to that objective. It's more like, right, I'm going to go do this, you guys can come with, or you can do your own thing. So I enjoy, I suppose it's a bit of a lackadaisy attitude, but I have done ops before and followed along with them and ignored my commander's orders to not commandeer enemy vehicles. And
a quick kick on KXX. There you go.
There was an FK op, and basically we were actually here in Tanoa, and we were assaulting a building, and it had some static with a really powerful anti-infantry weapon on top. We managed to knock out the crew, but the vehicle was still operational, at least the turret was, and we were having a hard time clearing people out of the compound. So I decided the easiest way was to get on the turret and hose the compound.
Oh dear.
And about halfway through doing that, the commander is wondering why I'm not engaging the compound normally. And it's like, well, I've got like a 12.7mm gun here that has belt-fed ammo and is just going to fucking rinse that compound. No, you've got... So I have hit and miss with like organized stuff.
There is definitely a thing where we'll say we have rules against looting enemy vehicles for multiple reasons. One of the big things is just PID, because quickly leads to friendly fire when someone nicks in an enemy vehicle or whatever. But also just like the sort of
enemy 50 cal front, take them down.
Yeah, like when an enemy APC starts unloading on a compound, people panic and start pulling out their AT. So that sort of stuff. It's definitely a different thing. There is, I will certainly agree. Like we definitely play way looser when we're playing something like Vindicta. Like that's when we start to abuse Arma's AI and we're fucking flooring it around in vehicles, drifting around corners, slamming them into AI that are too confused to react. And that's definitely a different fun. I still enjoy that. It's just for me, the more fun is sort of gained from the operation side of things, from the big silly organization.
I had good fun doing a game of Anti-Stasi where instead of you had everyone that was playing the independents that were being the rebels, and I decided that I would go blue for.
Yeah,
and we had it modified so that I could spawn in an A10 Warthog, and so I would just spend time just patrolling the island until I got a hotspot. And just, I used to love buzzing, not deliberately aiming for them, but, they would like be listening out for the A10 flying overhead, and I would just like strafe and drop bombs near them for shits and giggles. And I enjoyed setting them off.
One of my favorite things to do as Zeus is just to get some sort of high fire rate weapon and aim it at the players. I don't aim to hit, of course, because you shouldn't really be doing that as Zeus, but just spray the area and watch as everyone goes, oh shit, and hits the deck and dives to cover and reacts and stuff and has a good time. Unfortunately, one of those quite recently, during the forest stop, one of the runnings of it, I grabbed the LDF helicopter with the twin miniguns on the side, and from like 2 kilometers out, I just sprayed the compound as I flew over. And then as I flew to the other side, I realized I'd shot a man directly in the face from like a massive distance with these hilariously inaccurate miniguns. I'd accidentally just murdered a guy, bisected him with minigun bullets. And he was having an unhappy time. But that was a really good fun time. Well,
Yeah.
I think we want to kick it towards wrapping up.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we're a little over time.
You got anything? I know we are, but fucking, this is ZF. I wasn't really expecting to stay in time. Bavin, you got anything you want to say in terms of Arma? Otherwise, you can start us off with the wrap-ups.
Arma, I'm really enjoying playing the Bad Frag podcast. It is quite enjoyable.
Nice.
It's got explosions, actions, banter. Yeah, it's got it all.
Oh god. What I'm a Milsimer. Oh, I'm a public server player. What do you play? Oh, I play a podcast.
Oh yeah, man. This is the way to go. This is the future of Arma.
All right. Well, since you've been emotionally supporting Digby, giving him those back rubs all the time, you can kick us off with your shilling. Shill for what you want. Who are you? Where can they find you?
Okay. I'm Bavin. You can find me right here in the Bad Frag podcast server. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be playing tonight, but you know.
Fucking brilliant.
Fucking Bavin.
All right, Digby. Everyone knows you, but
yeah, I'm Digby. I stream on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/DigbyTakeTheWater. I also have a Discord server and a medium-sized Army community attached to it. We run ops most nights of the week. So if you are new to Arma or a seasoned veteran, we will take you and completely jade you of the game as you turn up and witness.
Katie naps are closed, so try out Digby's unit.
Yep.
Well, half closed.
You've tried the best now. Try the rest. Yeah, that's me. And I'm good. I shall pass on.
Social. Take us along. You got anything? I don't know if you got anything to advertise, but
I think the only thing I can advertise is that I'm trying to DM a game between Quebec, Digby, Digby's partner Messi, Q's partner Jaina, and Sovia, and that's coming up, and I'm panicking because I haven't DM'd for people before, so keep an eye out and watch me fuck up Dragon's Heist in Waterdeep.
What system are you playing?
It's going to be 5e. It's going to be Dragon Heist in Water. Oh, fuck off.
You got a module. It's 5th. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Anyway, we'll kick her along then. Quebec.
Yeah, it's obviously I'm Long Live Quebec. I obviously do a little bit of variety game streaming, really a bit of anything that catches my fancy. Doing quite a bit of XCOM recently, the XCOM Enemy Within. Been really enjoying that as of recently.
Oh, yeah, that was a good game. I really love that.
Yeah, to be fair, the second one was definitely an improvement on it, but I find myself liking the first one, so I'm doing a lot of that, a lot of viewer interaction, naming characters and stuff after viewers and stuff, so that people can get shot in the face and sort of laugh and lament as
hey, that's me.
That's yeah. But yeah, really chilling out, doing any games that I can over on my Twitch channel. Yeah, so if you want to pop on by, we'll be happy to have you in.
Next up, we have famous partner, Digi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am ZF Digital Vagrant. I laugh like someone who escaped from a mental asylum, and I suck at video games in general. Please come see me on twitch.tv/Digital Vagrant. I'm a recent Twitch partner, and I just bought a cocktail set, so that should be fun.
Still got one of those, I think, in my closet. I don't know. All right. Well, as per usual, you can cap us out. We've lost contact with Severe. The Russians have taken him. So we won't.
He never did come back. It's been an hour or so. I bet he's been captured.
He said he had to go check the perimeter or something, and I assume he's now dead.
Yeah.
He went to go and check the perimeter, and he's now in the gulag. So.
Oh,
wow. The Russians have taken them back to their camp.
Now
we heard
now let him use the computer.
How you entertain for us?
So,
what is this Bad Frag podcast?
Yeah, Remy, Remy, addition for new severe when?
Addition
Audition-
news.
audition.
Severe can never be replaced. He's too
I don't know.
hot.
It's pretty good. We can't replace him, or the Shadow Council will come in our doors and make us regret.
They need representation on the podcast, or they will take it
Yeah.
down.
Finnish people will never forgive us for removing their representation.
All right. Well, this was your regularly scheduled bad frag, and I am your regularly scheduled co-host, Whale.
Well, I
So what
got
do you
a
think,
better way to
Rimmy?
wrap this up. So Quebec, you'll actually quite like hearing about this. This Sunday, or Saturday if you're American, Saturday if you're American, we are playing as the insurgents in CCO7 with Coalition Group, a 6-hour operation, team versus team. We, the brave warriors of the Mujahideen, will see these infidels out of our lands as we can you guess? It is Liru who is commanding the other team. So the guy we had on the podcast last week is commanding the enemy force.
And we're gonna kick his ass.
We are
floor with
his
Yeah, we were just discussing how even TVTs with more than 100 players have some trouble. This is about that size. We'll see how it goes.
100 players in a TVT. I don't know. I'll see. Maybe if I can get the Bad Frag edited by tonight, I might put Bad Frag up tomorrow and then put the RBTs on the next
One
podcast.
day.
The people
down.
want the
Kick down, Sparky, all right? They get to see you anyway. It's a little bit more of a cock tease, just like I had to cock tease you earlier, but it means I get to Bad Frag.
Digby's getting
Rimmy's
blue balled
back
today.
me up. BT's up. Hashtag our BT's justice.
No, Digby, kick down. I'll see. Yeah, I might not get this edited. See, but it's gonna be good fun. Actually, I probably won't be able because I gotta get it reviewed by YouTube. We'll see. It'll be a surprise. It'll see whether I've gotten it done or not. You won't know until tomorrow.
Oh
Anyway.
boy, I'm so excited.
Indeed. We're gonna wrap it up there. Bad Frag. I am now going to do the alerts and shout out everyone who has donated a sub. So I'll be back with you guys in just one moment. I gotta mute up real quick.
Death imminent.
Stretch.
All right, everybody go get some guns and point them at Remy when he gets back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hang on.
How does one gun?
How does
Come
one
back
gun?
to the arsenal where we spawned.
Wait,
Use
can I go
Windows
card
key
in there?
and grab a gun. It already comes with a magazine. Come back and then point at Rimbo.
Let's see, arsenal gun.
Ooh, good choice, Digby. I must say.
I like this. This is good.
Temptation to pull trigger rising.
No, you gotta wait for the rest. It's only courteous.
Can you have the door open, thanks?
Hit the middle mouse button. Hit the mouse wheel. There you go.
Quickly, he's almost done.
You guys are gonna give him the ZF goodbye, huh?
Excuse me,
I
lads.
don't
Come back.
fucking believe it.
Lads.
They wanted to give you the traditional ZF goodbye, Remy.
Oh, I can't fit.
Bye, Remy.
In 3, 2, 1. Oh, you got me too. Did somebody have a dead man switch on them?
Evan!
I took some charge blocks with me.
Just run you over.
Don't tell me you blew up the bad frag building. Hold on.
Don't tell me Blue Studio. Is it still intact? Oh,
Studio's
fuck. We're going to have to
intact.
replace the chairs. You broke the steering wheel.
Somebody kill me. I can't get out of this vehicle.
Fuck, you piece of shit. I'm out of ammo. Fuck.
Get Digby!
All right.
Dig me
Get
down.
out of the studio before you destroy everything. The next one, I just be like, what the hell happened?
Zero fucks destroys the podcast studio.
Every server we touch, I swear we destroy them.
That's an RPG, Quebec.
All right, Bavin, come here. Get in the
fine
porta
idea.
potty.
I can't, my armor crashed.
Oh, okay.
Hang on.
This is fucking ridiculous.
That's a lot of dead men.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. How did you get back on the roof, Digi?
Digi, we don't have enhanced movement. How do you keep getting up there?
How are you actually getting up there? Oh, he's climbing on the box. That's what he's doing. The cheeky git.
Clever. No, he's spawning up there. He's spawning up there. That's his spawn spot.
Oh, pretty please.
Holding up there.
I don't know.
My God. All right. I'm ending this.
Yeah.
Stop blowing holes in the recording studio.
My ship.
Shit,
Movie.
fun, tempting bastard.
Jeremy, what an absolute good,
You don't need
genuinely
windows.
amazing movie.
You know what I'm doing right now, Rimmy? You know what's gonna happen? It's coming
Oh,
back.
I've had Arma.
It's
It's coming back.
Fuck's sake, social, you get. I'm trying to get
Is it
more
coming
ammo.
back?
No, it's not. It's gone.
It might not come back.
Okay. All right. Goodbye, guys. We're gonna wrap the podcast. Yeah. Streams are ending. All right. There we go. Jesus Christ.
See you later, chaps.
Have a good one, lads.
Oh,
You too, my dude.
Right then. There we go. That was a wrap up. Me ponders how long the podcast studio will survive. Probably not very long. From what I hear, they don't like clean the server up like per se in between podcasts. So any damage to the fucking building was like permanent. Didn't think about that when I fired my RPG. Never mind. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in today. Hopefully you've enjoyed that insight into the maniacal brain of Digby and Rimmy. Yeah, it was alright. I am very tired. I'm going to be going to bed. This is a new concept. It's something that Rimmy does on the frequent. It's part of his podcast called I was going to say Jag Zero then. Bad Frag is the name of it. That was the one. To the new guests, don't mind the bodies. That's the one. Get some rescue. That's the one. It was fun to watch. I'm glad people enjoyed it in and of its own part there. So yeah, I'm going to be buggering off for the evening. I've got to get up early tomorrow. I've got to we're getting our boiler serviced, so I've got to boring adult stuff. I've got to be up early for the engineer. Surprised to see you still live. Was about to watch one of your VODs. Yeah, I'm going to be heading off. So yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoyed. Keep hydrate after the waffle. I will actually get a decent bit of water. I've actually pretty much totaled the water bottle there, so that was all right. And yeah, I will catch you all tomorrow, hopefully at 11 AM, if I'm awake. Yeah, for some shenanigans. I'm thinking of doing maybe some XCOM tomorrow. I know I've got some Long Dark due as well. Thank you very much for the 100 bits there, Lion George, and or Gorge even. And yeah, I will catch thee on the reverse. So take care, everybody. Have a lovely evening, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.